Welcome back, everyone, to our Vikings franchise. We're going to pick up after our off season. We'll go ahead and go through the roster because it's been a while, just so everybody can get caught back up to what we've got. We had a pretty nice draft on the last one. Of course, we've got McCarthy, Minshew, Kurt Bradford, and Brosmer at QB right now. For halfback, you've got Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, Justice Hill, and DeAndre Holmes. Fullback, we've got Adam Prentice. At receiver, we've got Justin Jefferson, Addison, Felton, Thornton, Miles Price, Derek Shepard. Tight end, TJ Hawkinson, Josh Oliver, Adam Troutman, and Gavin Bartholomew. At left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, Al Reinhart, and Sheldon Colbert. Reinhart was one of our draftees that we just got. At left guard, you got Donovan Jackson, Dylan Redunce, and Joey Bates. At center, Ryan Kelly and Dylan McMahon. At right guard, Will Fries and Blake Brandel. At right tackle, Brian O'Neill, Josh Nijman, and Walter Russi. At left edge, we've got Jonathan Grenard, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, and Tanner Pearman. At right edge, you got Andrew Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, Chaz Chambliss, and Ethan Larson. At D tackle, we've got Jonathan Allen, Corbin Darby, Max Hampton, Levi Drake Rodriguez, Leonard Taylor III, Glenn Sheldon, and Tommy Akingbesote. So Darby and Hampton are two of our draftees as well. So a huge change on our team, especially on defense this year. At Sam, we've got Sion Takatiki and Austin Keys, or Taki, however you pronounce the other one. At Mike, we've got Blake Cashman and Jonathan Albertson, another one of our draftees. At Will, our starter Nick Rutledge, which was our #1 pick, and Kazir White. At corner, you've got Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rogers, Asante Samuel, Mike Jackson, Samuel Womack, and Kevin Leonard. At free safety, we've got Andrew Wingard and Theo Jackson. At strong safety, Josh Metellus and Jay Ward. Of course, got Will Reichert at kicker, Tony McKenzie at punter, and Andrew Barner at long snapper. So quite a few changes across the board, but after the season we had last year, we needed change. So we're hoping we're going a lot better off. So going into this year, we've got 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and 2 sixths. So there are some things that we'll probably look at trading, either at the end of preseason or at the deadline maybe. For now, we're going to skip training camp because we're going to let that sim. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into... Oh, and before we jump in, let me go ahead and show you guys. So I am using the new slider set. Make sure you check out that video that I just dropped on Sunday. But to go over it real quick, so we have new XP sliders and new gameplay sliders, but we are running 39 QB accuracy, 95 at pass block, 45 at wide receiver catching, 48 at run blocking, 50 at ball security, 50 at pass defense reaction time, 33 at interceptions, 52 at pass coverage, 63 at tackling, 39 at QB accuracy. Obviously, the CPU skills are all the same. Field goal power is 55, field goal accuracy is 45, punt power is 55, punt accuracy is 48, kickoff power is 52. For injuries, we got 23, fatigue is at 60, player speed threshold is now at 50, and then precipitation sliders and all that. If you guys want to see the rest of these and all the updates, make sure to check out the slider video that I got out. But we've got changes there, the time clocks and everything. So as you can see, before we were on 12-minute quarters, we are now running 15-minute quarters with 40-second play clock times on that. So now let's go ahead and jump into our preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. So the Ravens are going to start off with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 31. Lamar's going to take the snap. He hands it off to Henry, who tries to run to the outside and is tackled for a 2-yard loss. So great start by our defense on this series, at least. So it'll be 2nd and 12 now at the 28. We're really looking to see if we can get some impact in the back. You know, we want to contain Lamar. We want to get to him a little bit more, you know, fluster him a little bit. Great throw there by Lamar. That's going to be a gain of 8 on the play. So it'll be a 3rd and 4 now at their own 37. Let's see if we can get an early 3rd down stop to start the game. We're going to send the blitz. He's able to get the ball out. Receiver had to come back to get it, and he's going to be tackled short by Byron Murphy, and that's going to force a Ravens punt. So great job to start this new year All right, so after that Ravens punt, the Vikings will now get their first shot at it. So let's see what McCarthy and our new offense can do. It's going to be a handoff to Mason, who's going to try to make it around the edge, and he's going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12. So this time McCarthy's going to go under center. It's going to be an offset I formation. McCarthy's going to take the snap. It's going to be a quick pass out, and that's going to be not caught by Justin Jefferson. That's going to fall incomplete for a 3rd and 12 at our own 14-yard line. McCarthy in shotgun takes it. He moves a little bit. He throws it deep. It's going, and it's going to be caught. And that is caught by Ty Felton, our 2nd-year receiver. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 35-yard line. What a throw by McCarthy. Pinpoint accuracy, a beautiful dime right into the bucket of Felton there. And what a huge play to start off this preseason. Huge difference from what we saw from McCarthy last season. So that's a nice start. So now McCarthy's going to be under center. You've got Mason in the backfield. Going to send Jettis in motion. He's going to hand it off to Mason, who's going to try to rumble his way forward, but gets tackled for a loss of 1. That's a loss of 3 on the day so far for Mason on 2 carries. McCarthy's going to be in a shotgun formation this time. We got 2 left, 1 right, it looks like. There might be another one hidden below. We're going to send a man in motion, and we get a snap off in time, a quick throw, and it's going to be to Hawkinson, and that's going to be for a 10-yard gain, and it's going to be a 3rd and 1 now at the 25-yard line. And the Vikings are moving right down the field on this series. Pretty good accuracy by McCarthy. And it's going to be a QB sneak, and it's not going to be quite enough. It'll be 4th and inches, and hopefully they'll go for it in this situation, which they will. And that's one thing I'm liking about these new sliders, is it is playing the team identities and stuff, and a 4th and inches is something we would normally go for in Minnesota. And that's McCarthy with the Vikings 1st down. So now we have a new set of downs, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. McCarthy's going to be under center, doing tight bunch formations on both sides. It's going to be a handoff to Mason, who's going to rumble his way, and he's able to get through the gap for a gain of 8 yards on the run. Great sidestep there by Mason to get through, and it's now 2nd and 2 at the 15-yard line. McCarthy's going to be in shotgun again. Takes it. A quick throw out to Jefferson. Try to let the star get some work done. He does get a gain of 4 for another 1st down, so we can still get another 1st without a touchdown. It's 1st and 10 at the 11. McCarthy's under center this time. Got Mason in the backfield again. Takes a snap, hands it off to Mason, who runs right into a wall, and there's going to be a flag on the play. 1st flag of the game. It's going to be an illegal block in the back on Minnesota, and it's going to be on Justin Jefferson of all people. So it'll be a 1st and 20 now at the 21-yard line. So let's see if this Vikings offense can get past the penalty here and try to get a touchdown. 1st and 20, it's going to be handoff to Aaron Jones in there now, who could not make it around the outside, and that's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. And now you're going to have Jones in the backfield with McCarthy once again on a 2nd and 22 at the 23-yard line. McCarthy low snap is able to pull it in, hands it off to Jones, who has some room, and he makes a few moves, but he's only able to get about 3 on the play. There is an injury timeout. I skipped right through it, didn't see who that was, unfortunately. It's going to be a 3rd and 19. McCarthy looking to pass. He gets it as he's hit, and it's going to fall incomplete. Pass intended for T.J. Hawkinson, but it was broken up on contact. And that's going to force a Vikings field goal attempt. But hey, 1st drive of the game, we're able to get down there, get some points after a 3 and out. That's what matters. Progress. And that kick, 30-yard kick or so from Reichert, what is that, a 36, 37-yard field goal, is good, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So now Ravens on their 2nd possession of the game. They went 3 and out on their 1st possession. This time they have 1st and 10 at their own 26. Lamar in shotgun. He's going to send, it looks like it might be Flowers in motion. Takes that, hands it off to Henry, who's going to make a cut, and he's going to get around the outside, and that's going to be a gain of 10-plus yards. That's an 11-yard gain on the run. And our defense was nowhere to be found at first. Henry had an opening and a lane, and he just took it. And that's going to be a Ravens 1st down now at the 37-yard line. That's one point that we got killed really bad last year, was both in the run and in the pass. We were last in almost every category last year, so I'm hoping to see changes in that. Henry this time tries to run, and that's only going to be a gain of 2, so it'd be 2nd and 8. And the fact that we've held Henry to only 11 yards on 3 carries so far isn't too shabby. But now they're in an I formation. They're going to send a tight end in motion. It looks like Andrews maybe in motion. Lamar's going to fake the handoff. Quick open, and he's got an open back there, a receiver, and it's going to be a first down now at midfield for the Ravens. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Henry, throws it, and it's almost intercepted, but it's going to be knocked away, incomplete, 2nd and 10. And that must have been Andrew Wingard, our new free safety back there. Going to fake it. Lamar's going to take it for a regular run, and he's going to get just short of the first down marker. That's going to be given for, what, about a gain of, what was that, like 8 maybe? So it's 3rd and 1 now at the 41-yard line. See the Vikings can get another stop here on 3rd down. Lamar's going to try to run it, and he runs into a wall of Vikings defenders, and that's going to be a 4th down for the Ravens. And so the Ravens are going to go for it, 4th and 1 on the 41. They're not quite in field goal range, I guess. So they're going to have to try to go for it. Lamar's going to look to pass, and it's a quick pass, and it's going to be caught, and that will be a Ravens first down. So an unfortunate 4th down conversion for our Vikings defense, so they're going to have to stay on for another set of downs. But let's see if we can still stop it. Great read there. And that's Blake Cashman coming through. He read that play from the get-go. 3-yard loss on a play. 2nd and 13 now at the 42-yard line. Lamar's going to take the high snap. He's able to pull it in. Hands it off to Henry. He's going to rumble his way forward for a gain of about 4. It'll now be 3rd and 9 at the 39-yard line. And once again, we're in a great situation to stop them right around the edge of field goal range. We're going to send a blitz, and we're going to get to Lamar. And Nick Rutledge, our rookie, our first-round draftee, sacks Lamar when it mattered the most and forces a 4th and 18, and that will be a Ravens punt. So after forcing the Ravens' second punt on their second drive, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 18. We got a field goal on the last drive. Let's see if we can move down the field once again, sending Jefferson in motion. McCarthy under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Mason, has time. He gets it out to Hawkinson, and that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. So now 2nd and 6. We've got 57 seconds to go here in this first quarter. We're at the 22-yard line. Got to fake the handoff to Mason again. McCarthy looking to pass. He gets the throw away, and it's going to be called. And you got a wide open Jordan Addison, and that's going to be down to the 44-yard line, a gain of 22 yards. And the Vikings are once again on a roll, starting to go down this field. McCarthy takes the snap, fakes the handoff again, play action, looking, passes it back over to Mason, who's blown up as soon as the ball got there, and that's going to fall incomplete, 2nd and 10. McCarthy's going to be once again under center. You got a trips bunch formation on the left. He's going to fake the handoff, quick pass, and he's going to overthrow the receiver. And that's typical McCarthy fashion, an overthrow when he had him if you let him correctly, and it's now 3rd and 10 at the 10-yard line. But McCarthy has grown a lot just from last season to this game, it seems. So we'll see. He's looking like a franchise so far. McCarthy gets it, and he pierces it. And as I'm talking, he puts a laser through to T.J. Hawkinson for another Vikings first down. And at the end of 1, the Vikings have a 3-0 lead over the Ravens. So here we go. Start the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 40-yard line. Backups are going to be in, so that's Gardner Minshew now at quarterback. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Aaron Jones, who's going to try to make it around the outside. Gets a gain of about 1 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 9 now at the 39-yard line. And this will be a good chance to see some of our new rookies and developmental players. Minshew takes a snap, looking. He's moving around. He's got it, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of about 7 on the play. And I still don't know all of them. I'm guessing that might have been Price. I'm not positive it was Price or Thornton. But regardless, it's 3rd and 2 now at the 32-yard line. Minshew's under center, takes a snap. He's got time. He's going to throw a deep bomb, and it's going to be dropped. Pass was intended for Josh Oliver, and he had it in his hands and drops it. And that's going to be another Vikings 4th down. But we have a chance to take a 6-0 lead here off of Reichert's foot. Let's see what happens. 4th and 2, the snap, the hold, the kick, and it was good, but it's going to be roughing the kicker, it looks like. Ran into the kicker, so we're going to have a new set of downs. And I know that's a penalty a lot of people don't like, but I have to have it in here in order for realistic penalty amounts per game to go on. So that's part of that, so just bear with those. They don't happen that often, but they do happen. And there we go on that run for Aaron Jones, and rush of 1 yard. So it's 2nd and 9 now at the 16. Minshew under center again. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Jones this time. Has Jones wide open. He's not going to go to Jones. He's going to go to... That might be Price. Then that's going to be a 1st and goal down at the 4-yard line now. Vikings going to come out in I formation. Minshew under center. He's going to send a man in motion. Play clock's getting down. He's going to take this out, gets off time, hands it off to Jones, who's going to force his way forward for a gain of 1. That's going to be now 2nd and goal at the 3. They're going to be an offset I formation this time. Take the snap. It's going to hand it off, and it's going to be a 1-yard gain on the play. And that was, I believe, Justice Hill. And it's now going to be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. What are the Vikings going to do on this one? Looks like they're going to pass, possibly. Minshew's going to take the snap. They're going to do a screenplay, and it's going to be in for a Vikings touchdown. And who is that? That is Justice Hill, our new addition from free agency, and the Vikings will take a 9-0 lead over the Ravens. All right, so the Ravens have the ball for their first possession here in the 2nd quarter, and their backup quarterback Pratt is going to be in. 1st and 10 under center, takes the handoff. And I'm guessing that might be Keaton Mitchell still is over there. That's going to be a 2-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 12 now at the 26-yard line. Pratt's going to be in shotgun, empty backfield. He's going to go 5 wide on this one, it looks like. Takes a snap in time. He's looking. He's got to scramble around. He's trapped, and he's going to get it away just as he gets hit. He had nowhere to go. We caved in that O-line. And that's a great sign to see, given it's a backup. If that was Lamar, we might have had some trouble there. But nonetheless, it's 3rd and 12 now. Pratt's in shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to scramble this one, and it's going to be enough for a 1st down. It's going to be a gain of about, 15-ish yards. And it'll be a 1st and 10 now at the 41-yard line for the Ravens. And that's another thing about these slides is you're still going to see scrambles, but you're not going to have many scrambles over 100 yards like we were having before. You will have Lamars and, your Justin Fields that are going to be explosive and kind of get in that 60 to 100 range, maybe break 100 in rain games or stuff like that, which is realistic. But it's not going to be every single quarterback, every single game. So now here we are after that run, 1st and 10. Pratt's going to keep it, and this time he's going to get nailed, and it's going to be a fumble, and the ball's bounced around, and it's going to be picked up by the lineman, and it'll be 2nd and 22. What a pop on that play by the defense. I didn't get to see who that was that hit him, but man. 2nd and 22 now at the 42-yard line, and the Ravens are running backwards from this Vikings defense. So let's see if this continues. 2nd and 22, Pratt gets a throw off, and it's going to be broken up. But there'll be a flag on a play. It's going to be an offensive holding against the Ravens, and I'm sure that's going to be accepted. And it's now going to be a 2nd and 32 at the 32-yard line. And I'd say this drive is pretty much shot. But we'll see. I mean, you never know. Pratt, plenty of time. The O-line's really doing their thing. Couple pancakes I saw there, and that pass was short, thrown to the ground. 3rd and 22 now. Pratt's going to be alone in the backfield once again. They're going 5 wide. You've got 3 at the bottom of your screen. They're going to motion 1 up. And they're going to take the snap. He's probably going to have to go to his check down, but he's not. He's going to get it across, and it's going to be caught, but it's not going to get very far. Now Minshew's taking over, 1st and 10, and Minshew's going to scramble around, and he's going to get a gain of about, 12 on the play. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Vikings. 1st and 10 for the Vikings now. Minshew takes the snap. It's going to go off to Aaron Jones, who's going to be on a screen pass. It's going to get just short, a gain of 9 on the play to be 2nd and 1 now at the 44-yard line. And sorry if you guys hear a cough here and there. I try to edit it out, but I am still recovering, and I've been coughing quite a bit. And that's great defense there by the Ravens. Knocked out as soon as the ball got there. It's now 3rd and 1. Minshew's going to be under center in I formation. And Minshew's going to sneak in. It's going to be a Vikings 1st down. So we're down to 5:44 to go here in this first half. Vikings have a 10-0 lead and are on the march to try to put some more points on the board. Minshew hands it off to Jones, who could not get through the hole too much. He does get a gain of 3 on the play. But I'm really loving the way these sliders and settings are playing that I've found and that I was able to put together over multiple seasons of testing. And Minshew's going to get it. It's going to be caught. And the defender tried to jump up to grab it. It was thrown just right over his head, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Vikings now at the 31-yard line. Minshew's going to be under center, takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Jones. Minshew throws it. He's got a wide open receiver over the middle, and that's going to be another Vikings first down. And that's going to be Tyquan Thornton on the reception. It's now 1st and 10 at the 10. Somehow it's not a 1st and goal because we're just outside the 10, but going to send a man in motion, and it's going to be a jet, and they did not fall for it. A loss of 2 on the play. Great job there by the defense. So now 2nd and 12. Mitch is going to be in a shotgun. He's got Jones to his right. Takes a snap. Looking to pass. He's got time. And he's going to see, and he's going to get brought down, and that's going to be a sack. That'll probably be recorded as a sack for the Ravens. It'll now be a 3rd and 14 at the 14-yard line. Minshew thought he had an opening, and it closed quickly on that one. So this time they're only going to send a 3, but Minshew has nothing but green ahead of him, and he's going to run, and he's going to get stopped. He makes it to the 1-yard line, and there's an injury on the play. It looks like Benton for the Ravens is going to be injured on that play. So that'll be 4th and inches at the 1, and yes, the Vikings are going to go for it. So QB sneak incoming. No, they're going to fake it. They're going to hand it off to Jones, and Jones is in for the Vikings' 2nd touchdown of the game, and it give them a 16-0 lead over the Ravens. Okay, so you got 2:23 left to go here in this first half. Ravens are down 17-0, and they're going to come out 1st and 10 at their own 32. He's going to be in shotgun, sends a man in motion, takes a snap. Obviously, he's looking to pass. He's going to get the throw off. It's going to be caught, and he's going to get tackled after a gain of about 9. And now there's an injury on the play. Who is that? Don't tell me that's one of our new draftees. It does not look like Larson, maybe? I think that's one of our pickups. I think that was one of our late round drafts, maybe, or maybe a undrafted free agent pickup. But it's 2nd and 1 now at the 41-yard line. 2:18 now to go in this first half. Offset I. They're going to hand it off to their fullback, who's going to get just enough. It's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. So 1st and 10, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning, where it's still 17-0 Vikings. So now on the other side of the 2-minute warning, 1st and 10 at the 44. Pratt in shotgun, takes the snap. He's got time. He's moving around. He's going to end up having to scramble out, and he's going to get. He was going to get chased down, but he slid after a gain of 9. So it'll be 2nd and 1 now at the 47-yard line. They're going to be in hurry-up mode here. Takes the snap, and he's going to see danger, and he's going to scramble again, and he's got low awareness, obviously, and that's going to be the 2nd sack for the Vikings in the game. That was Dallas Turner, it looked like, maybe on the sack. And it'll now be a 3rd and 3 at the 49. And he's going to take the snap, and the Vikings only send 4. He's got room, and he's going to scramble out again. And he's going to slide down at the 35-yard line, so Pratt's got some scrambling ability. So we may be looking at a 60 to 80-yard scramble game here because of the Ravens playbook. The Ravens playbook is known for doing like that. In real life, this is how they play. Lamar's going to get yardages. So, any quarterback that's playing in that place, I expect to see scrambles like we're seeing. So that's actually good for team identity-wise, which I also tie that in with realism. So here we go, 2nd and 2 after that gain of 8. They're at the 27-yard line, 51 seconds to go. The Ravens still have 2 timeouts. Pratt's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to go nowhere. Well, he gets a gain of 1 on the play they've given, but the Ravens have to call their 2nd timeout, and now be a 3rd and 1 at the 26-yard line. And the Ravens are at least in range to be able to put some points on the board before the half. Regardless of what happens here, they're going to hand it off, and he's going to get across for 1st down and more. And that's going to be a run for 12 yards down to the 14-yard line, and now be 1st and 10. They're going to be in hurry-up mode to try to get another play in. They're going to conserve that timeout for a last-second field goal. Pratt's looking to pass. He gets a throw off, and he's got an open receiver who's going to get across, and that's a Ravens touchdown. And the Ravens are going to make this score 17-6 with that touchdown. All right, and the Vikings start off the second half with the ball first. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Minshew takes the snap, hands it off to Jones, who blasts his way through the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 5 on the first run of the second half. So now be 2nd and 5 at the 36-yard line. Minshew's going to be under center, takes the snap. It's going to be a fake handoff, play action. He's going to roll out. He sees it. He's going to lob it up, and it's going to be knocked away by the Ravens. Pass was intended for, I want to say that might have been Price. I still trying to learn all the numbers, but I think that was Price. But Minshew's going to take this snap on 3rd and 5, and he's going to get sacked by the Ravens D. And it's 4th and 9, and that'll be a Vikings punt. All right, so the Ravens have the ball after the Vikings punt. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Pratt in shotgun, sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to rumble his way forward for a gain of about 2 yards on the play. So 2nd and 8 now at the 24-yard line. Yardage total is looking really good so far. Passing yards for the Ravens are really low, and what a job there by our defense. That was blown up in the backfield. I think that was intended to be a run, but we were there to eat them up as soon as the ball got there, and forced a throw that was errant. So it's 3rd and 8 now on the 24-yard line. Ravens get the snap. We're only sending 4. And he's hit as the ball gets away. There's probably going to be a holding call, and the pass is going to be caught. So let's see what happens. This could be a game changer, and it will be a hold. And I kind of thought there was, but I wasn't going to say nothing. Now his left tackle, Carson Vincent, and that's going to be a 3rd and 18 now at the 14-yard line. The Ravens take the snap. Looking, we're going to send a blitz. They're going to have a screen pass out, and what a job by the lineman. He just blasted that Vikings defender and just opened up nothing but green for that receiver there. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Pratt's going to be under center this time. Takes a snap. It's going to be a play action. Gets it off, and it's going to be caught, and he'll be out of bounds at the 45-yard line on the tackle. 6-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 4. Pratt in shotgun. You got 2 left, and that's going to be encroachment probably on the defense. Yep, so neutral zone infraction, excuse me. It's now 1st and 10 after that encroachment penalty. Going to hand it off, and he's going to run right up the middle, and he had nothing but daylight ahead of him as he rumbles his way forward for 9 yards. It'll now be 2nd and inches at the 31-yard line. Pratt's got to be in shotgun. Gets the snap. He's looking, he's trying to scramble, and he's going to be able to get just enough. He'll get up to the 29-yard line, so it'll be another fresh set of downs for the Ravens. 1st and 10 now, as they're trying to bring some more points on the board to bring the score a little bit closer. He's going to scramble out. He's able to scramble, and he's going to get down the field, and he's going to slide down at the 14. And it'll now be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line after a great scramble. That's 63 yards on the day scrambling for him so far in this game. Takes a snap, hands it off, and he's going to be met almost immediately. 2-yard gain on the play. So 2nd and 8 now at the 12-yard line. Pratt's going to be in shotgun once again. Got a halfback to his left. Takes a snap. He's going to scramble forward again. He's got a daylight, and that's going to be a 12-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are going to pull within 3, 17-14. All right, so I mentioned the Vikings offense after that Ravens touchdown. 1st and 10 now at the 27, clinging on to a 3-point lead, and hand it to Jones, who bursts his way up the middle, and that's going to be a 10, maybe 11-yard gain on a play, and that's going to be a Vikings first down. Now Minshew's going to be in shotgun, calling out stuff at the line, and that's got to be a false start on our backup left tackle, who's a rookie draft pick of ours. And it's now 1st and 15 at the 33-yard line. Minshew in an empty backfield. Takes a step. He's looking. He's got time. He's got an opening, but he's going to air it out deep anyways. And that pass is going to be perfect on a diving catch. And it's going to be caught by Miles Price. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. What a dot by Gardner Minshew there. And wow, just that's such a beautiful pass. I love seeing plays like this happen. They don't happen all the time now. These settings haven't set up like that, but what a throw and what a catch by Price. And the Vikings are knocking on the door. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line after that amazing catch and grab there. And it's going to hand off to Jones, who's going to bowl his way in, and that's going to be the Vikings' 3rd touchdown of the game. And that will give them a 24-14 lead. All right, so Pratt and his Ravens offense is going to come back out. Pratt has about 75 yards, if my math is correct so far, 75 yards so far, and a touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 23. It's going to be a QB keeper, and he's going to scramble, and he's going to get a gain of about 16 there on the play, so that's going to push him towards the 90-yard mark for the game, which is very Lamar-esque. And he's got some scrambling ability, so he's the perfect backup, and he's going to go down on a sack on that one. Great job there by Levi Drake Rodriguez to get in there, and that's the third Viking sack of the game. 2nd and 14 now at the 34-yard line. And that's one thing scrambler quarterbacks do is they scramble into sacks quite a bit at times too. So takes the snap, looking, he's got time, he gets the pass off. It's going to be caught, but it's going to be just short of about 4 yards. So 3rd and 4 after a 10-yard gain on the play, 45-yard line. Let's see if the Vikings can get a stop here. Quick throw out, and he's going to be met immediately. A loss of 1 on the pass, and that's going to be a Ravens punt. But here we go with the Vikings after the Ravens punt. 1st and 10 at their own 17. They have a 10-point lead with 5:05 here to go in the 3rd quarter. Minshew's going to hand it off to Jones, who's going to run up to the left side. It's going to be a gain of 1, and it'll now be a 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line. Minshew's going to be under center this time. Jones still in the backfield. Going 3 wide on the right. Minshew's got time, and he's going to pass it underneath, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of about 8 on the play. So 3rd and 1 now at the 26-yard line. And Minshew's going to come out in shotgun on this one. And it's going to be a fake handoff. Minshew's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get just enough, and it's going to be a Vikings 1st down. What a great read there. I don't know if that was designed or what. It looked like almost a design run, but that could have been an option. Yeah, but what a smart decision there. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Minshew under center, takes it, fakes the jet, hands it off to Jones, who's going to force his way forward. That's going to be a gain of 3 up that right side of the center there. Then now be a 2nd and 7 at the 31-yard line. Minshew's going to be under center this time. Jones in the backfield, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Jones, and the blitzer came right through. He was able to read it, got past Jones, did not block him, and that's going to be a loss of quite a bit to bring up a 3rd and 14. So now one of the few times this game the Vikings have faced 3rd and long. Let's see what Minshew's able to do. And he's going to, was still looking at pass. He's going to end up sliding down, and it's 4th and 7 now, and that'll be a Vikings punt. So Ravens have the ball now. 1:21 to go here in this 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Pratt in the backfield, sends a man in motion, fakes it, hands it off the other side, and he's going to be met after a gain of about 4, and there'll be an injury time on that field, and that running back is now hurt. I think that's Keaton Mitchell. And the Ravens are going to be down their 2nd-string running back at this point. So it's now 2nd and 6 from the 38. So that could be a huge break for the Vikings, too, in this first preseason game of the year. Pratt gets it. He's going to throw it, and it was knocked away. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 now at the 38-yard line. Pratt takes it. Looking, he's got time, he gets a throw away, and he's overthrew him, and it's going to be incomplete, and that's going to force another Ravens punt. All right, so the Vikings got to come out after the Ravens punt. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Minshew's going to be in shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Jones, who's going to try to force his way forward, but he only gets a gain of about 2 on a pretty good effort there. And it's now 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line. Minshew's going to be in shotgun once again. Empty backfield this time. 3 to the bottom of the screen, 2 top. Minshew's going to take the snap. He's looking. He gets the pass off, and it's going to be caught, and he gets blasted backwards, but is able to hold on, and that's going to be a Vikings 1st down. So now 1st and 10 at the 43. Let's see if they get a snap off before the end of the quarter. I don't think they will, and they do not. And so at the end of 3, it's Vikings 24 and the Ravens 14. So now at the start of the 4th quarter, it's 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Minshew takes a snap, hands it off to Jones, who has an opening up the middle, and he's going to rumble his way forward, and that's going to be a gain of about, 15 on the play, give or take? 43, that's 7 plus 9, so 16 yards. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line, and the Vikings are knocking on the door of field goal range once again here in this 4th quarter. Minshew takes a snap, he's looking, he pulls it, and it's going to be knocked away, it's dropped. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 now at the 41-yard line. Minshew in shotgun. You've got Justice Hill to his left. Minshew's going to probably just call an audible, called out a blitzer or something. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's got time. He gets a throw away, and it's going to be caught by the running back there, and that's going to be a gain all the way down to the 18-yard line. And Justice Hill came out of the backfield and just hit a burner on him for a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Here we go. Minshew's going to be under center now. Aaron Jones back in the game. It's going to be a handoff to Jones, who's going to get around to the outside, and he's going to get to the 10, the 5, and he's going to get in, and that's going to be the Vikings' 4th touchdown of the game. All right, so the Ravens are going to come out for their first possession in this last quarter. Time's starting to run out for them to play catch-up here. 1st and 10 at their own 26. He's going to fake the snap. He's going to scramble himself, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 9. And that will put Pratt over the 100-yard mark for the game, which with how they've been playing this game, it makes complete sense realism-wise. The Ravens are already a run-first team. They focus on the run. Lamar hits 100 yards quite frequently, honestly. And it doesn't surprise me that they followed through with the same game plan for a backup. And it works for them. So here we go. 1st and 10 now at the 38-yard line. Because a lot of those weren't even scrambles. They were designed runs, too. So that's what you got to pay attention to as well. So, and there's going to be a penalty on a play on that one. I'm guessing that's going to be a hold. Nope, they're going to call pass interference on the offense. And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. And it's going to be 1st and 20 now at the 28-yard line. And as you can see, you're going to see multiple penalties in the game. We've had a roughing the kicker. We've had holding, illegal blocking the backs. Now we've had offensive pass interference. That pass is for a gain of 5. 2nd and 15 now at the 34-yard line. Pratt's in shotgun. Two-back shotgun set there, look like. He's going to get a pass off. Nice lob, but it's going to be dropped on contact. Great job by the defense there to bring up a 3rd and 15 now at the 34-yard line. And if Ravens don't get points here, this game's pretty much over at this point. He's got to do another lob pass, and it's going to be almost caught. He was in position. Our defensive back there was behind him, but he ends up dropping it. And so now the Ravens have to go for it on 4th and 15 from their own 34-yard line. So this could end up becoming a score pusher if they don't get the conversion here, which they do not. It bounced up, and it's going to be intercepted by the Vikings, and they're going to run it back to the 42-yard line. What a play. We're going to go ahead and watch the replay of that. That was insane. Let's see if it shows the replay or not. That was a crazy interception, but I've seen that happen in real life just the recent season. That was crazy. Right there. See, almost there. He bumps it up, and it's going to be caught. And wow, what a show of realism there. That's amazing. So here we go now. That's the first turnover of the game, and the Vikings have the ball. 1st and 10 at the Ravens' 42-yard line. Going to hand it off to Hill, who's going to, what a juke there. And he's going to get a gain of 9 on the play. So 2nd and 1 now at the 33-yard line. And that's going to give the Vikings 400 total yards now on the game. And these short fields are mainly what's doing it. 2nd and 1, he's going to hand it off, and what a leveling there. Jones just got obliterated by the defense on that one. Loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 3 now at the 34-yard line. And the Ravens are going to try to hold here, maybe force a long field goal attempt. Minshew's got time. He's trying to scramble around. He's able to get through it. He's going to get a 1st down and more. And he's able to get down to the 23-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of 11 on the play and a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Got 9:30 to go here in this 4th quarter. Minshew's going to be under center, I formation. Going to hand it off to Jones, who's going to run off the left side tackle. And that'll be a gain of nothing. So we're looking at a 2nd and 10 now at the 23-yard line. Minshew in an empty backfield. You got 4 wide on the top of your screen. Minshew takes a snap. Quick screen pass set up, and that's to Josh Oliver, who's going to rumble in, and that's going to be a Vikings touchdown. And the Vikings are just demolishing the Ravens in this preseason opener. All right, so now after that Vikings touchdown to take a 38-14 lead, Pratt's going to come out with the Ravens, 1st and 10 at their own 24. He's got to hand it off, and that's going to be a tackle for no gain. 2nd and 10, down to the 8-12 mark now. Pratt in shotgun, got a halfback to his right. Takes snap, fakes the handoff. It's going to be keeper this time, but he's going to get red right away, and that's going to be a 1-yard loss on that keeper there. So 3rd and 11 now. And the Ravens' hopes for a comeback in this game are all but dashed. So it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to go for it on 4th down again. Takes a snap, looking, he gets a lob pass up, and he's got an open receiver who's able to get his toe tap in there, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Ravens. What a beautiful sequence that was. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 49-yard line. Pratt takes a snap, looking, he's got a clean pocket, great job. It's going to be another deep lob. This one's going, and it's going to be caught for a Ravens touchdown. What a bullet there. And that's unbelievable. That was just insane to see. I wonder if the boot's going to challenge it or not. It does not. So the Ravens are going to go for 2 to try to make it a 16-point game here. So let's see if they're able to. Brett gets it. He's looking. He's going to scramble out. He gets the throw off, and it's going to be caught, but it's going to fall out. Incomplete. It's no good. All right, so now the Vikings come out, 1st and 10 at their own 31 with 6:47 to go. Minshew's in shotgun, turns around and hands it off to Jones, who's going to run off the left side guard, be a gain of 0. So it'd bring up a 2nd and 10. Minshew's going to be in shotgun. You've got Jones a half step behind him on the right-hand side, takes a snap, it's going to be a handoff. Jones runs up the middle, but that defender was able to shed that block fairly quickly. It's a gain of about 2.5 on the play to be a 3rd and 8 now. So a known passing down. Minshew's going to be in shotgun. I can't tell if that's Jones or Hill to his left, but he's looking. He's got time. He's going to do a nice lob pass deep, and he overthrows the receiver. So the Ravens come out with some last-ditch efforts, down by 18, 5:24 to go here in this 4th. 1st and 10 under center. Pratt takes a snap, play action, and he spins some stuff around just to get blasted by an incoming D-tackle there. And now there's an injury to Hernandez. I believe that's the backup right guard, I want to say. So it's now 2nd and 14 at the 21-yard line. Pratt's going to be in shotgun. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff right up the tackle side. It's going to be a run of no gain. 3rd and 14 now at the 22-yard line. Pratt's calling out adjustments at the line. He's going to be in shotgun. You've got 3 deep on the bottom of your screen. Brad's looking. He's got time. He's got to move around. He gets the throw off, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Great job by the Vikings defender to get up there and stop that. And that's going to force a 4th and 14. And, of course, the Ravens are going to go for it since they're down by 3 scores. But we'll see what happens here. Takes a snap. 4th and 14. He's looking. It's going to be a bomb out, and he's got a receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. So the Vikings get to pick up in premium field position here. 1st and 10 at the Ravens 22. Already have an 18-point lead. Going to send a man in motion, bomber screen to the top, fakes a jet sweep, hands it off to Jones, and he's going to power his way forward for a gain of about 4. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 now at the 17-yard line as we approach the 4-minute mark to go here in this 4th quarter. I formation now, Gardner under center. Hands it off to Jones, who's going to run up to just to the right of the right guard there. It's going to be a gain of nothing. 3rd and 4. Minshew in shotgun this time with Jones in the backfield. He takes a snap. He's looking. He's got time. Gets a throw off, and he overthrows the intended receiver. And that's going to force a Vikings field goal attempt. So here's Reichert attempting a 33-yard field goal. He's been perfect on the day so far. Let's see if that streak continues. The snap that kicks up, and it is good, and that gives the Vikings a 41-20 lead. And here comes the Ravens now. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Pratt's going to be in shotgun. Takes snap. There's going to be a flag on Minnesota offside, so it's a free play, it looks like, and that's going to end up probably not being much because they're probably going to cancel it. Yep, so offsides. And they're probably just going to take the 5 yards instead of just a gain of 3, which they do. So it's 1st and 5 now at the 26. Their comeback chances are all but gone. They're going to take it anyways. A screen pass out, and the Vikings defenders are able to get him, and they stop him short of the 1st down line. 2nd and 1 at the 31-yard line. They're going to be in hurry-up mode. I mean, they've got 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, but I don't see them pulling this out. Got to hand it off, and he's going to get caught right at the line. He gets just enough for a Ravens 1st down. So 1st and 10 now at the 32. Once again in hurry-up. Pratt in empty backfield. They're going 3 wide to the bottom, 1 at the top. They kept 1 in for blocking. They're going to set up a wide receiver screen, and that's going to go maybe a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now. They're at the 35-yard line. They're still in hurry-up. It looks like they already run their 2-minute offense in some sort of fashion. Wasted a lot of time calling out things there just to hand it off, and that's going to be wild. He drags the defender for a Ravens 1st down. It's now 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. This is probably the last play before the 2-minute warning, unless it's an incomplete pass or something. Got 3 at the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom, so they're going 5 wide. Send a man in motion. It got the snap there. Going to send it to, and it was an intended wheel route, and it drops it. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 now at the 43-yard line, and a wide open path. He had at least a 1st down, and he just, I think the grass got to him. So 2nd and 10, Pratt's going to keep this one, and he's going to get leveled when he gets to about the 48-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 5 now. We just passed the 2-minute warning. Pratt takes the snap. He's looking. He's got time. Opening in the middle, but he does scramble. He throws it, and he doesn't receive it. It looked like Webster was able to pull it in, but he ends up dropping it on the way coming back down. So it'll be 4th and 5 now at the 48. And this would be the last-ditch effort to try to do whatever they're trying to do here. Pratt's looking. He's got time. He gets it, and he drops it again. And that's going to be a turnover on downs once again. And the Vikings will take over 1st and 10 at the 48. With 1:51 to go, the Ravens have timeouts, so they're probably going to have to run a few plays to get the Ravens blood out of timeouts, although they probably won't call them being as down as much as they are, but we'll see. Jones runs forward for a gain of 4, and yeah, the Ravens, just like they should, just like in real life, they're just going to let the clock run out because there's no chances of a comeback. So 2nd and 6. It takes a snap, hands it off. It's going to be to Hill. It's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5 now. And this play will seal it. Minshew in shotgun. Probably going to let the clock run down 2. Hands it off to Jones, who's able to run forward. And that's going to be a 1st down. And that will be the ball game because the rest of the clock will just run now. And the Vikings, whether or not they snap this, end up winning the preseason opener here in Baltimore, 41-20 over the Ravens. Now let's go ahead and look at the team stat sheets and everything real quick. So, you know, main thing I want to look for is rushes, yards, stuff like that. So, you know, they not too bad. Yards per rush, 5.3 and 3.7. Yards per pass are pretty good. Total yards and everything. So total yards, 524 to 532. Even game yardage wise, but the score tells a completely different story. And total plays, had 130 plays. If that's not realism, I don't know what is. So let's go ahead and jump into player stats. Minshew at 147.2 rating was 11 of 17 for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 64% completion rate. Pratt 12 of 25 for 164 with a 48%. McCarthy was 6 of 10 for 108 yards, and Lamar was 4 of 5 for 21 yards. In the rushing game, Aaron Jones 23 for 82, Pratt 13 for 102. Rasheen Ali, 7 for 40, Minshew, 7 for 47, and so on. I'll just kind of scroll through those so you can see that. Receiving, Miles Price, 4 receptions for 121 yards, and he had that one long bomb for 67 yards down to the 1-yard line. Who led the day for the Ravens? Well, Felton was the second best, so the top was Bahal Keon, 1 reception for 49 yards and a touchdown. Blocking, there was a total of 2, 4, 5 sacks total. It looks like 3 were by the Vikings against Baltimore, and then 2 against the Vikings by the Ravens. Defensive, let's just make sure everything lines up. There's, let's see, 5, and then 2 half sacks that's not attributed to the O-line, so that'd be a sack attributed to the quarterback scrambling. So the line itself only gave up 5, and we had a total of 6 in a game. And that would have been 3 by the Ravens and 3 by the Vikings. So great look at stats there. And we get an upgrade on the game. So our defensive tackle, Max Hampton, we're going to upgrade his nose tackle. Let's see what upgrades we get. Hopefully we get good ones here. We get block shedding and play rec. So great for D tackle, +2 and +3. And he is a star dev, 21-year-old rookie of ours. So, or I might have signed him from undrafted free agent. I don't remember. But that'll do it for week 1. Let's go ahead and move on to week 2. All right, now that we're in week 2, we can go ahead and check out some of the stuff. So we're going to have a conversation with our defensive coordinator. All season with the line went even better than expected. Techniques and times we've dialed in on is going to cause havoc in the backfield. It sure looked like it in the last game. Can't wait to see the techniques in real game action. Sounds like you made a breakthrough. Yeah, I mean, we revamped our entire defense, so had a lot to learn about my impact on schemes. As a group, we made the necessary growth. It's at the heart of being a real leader. Great work, coach. Yeah, good job. All right, so we got a position battle. So let's go ahead and talk to what player this is, maybe Rutledge. We were looking for a lot more from you that game, Dallas. No, it was for Dallas. Well, he barely played that much, but still a lot of growth needed, but you have the time to grow. Keep your head up and keep grinding, yeah. I mean, he's also a backup right now. He's not a starter. Next time we view my film, it'll really show what I'm capable of. All right, and then storyline rookie OTAs. There he is. There's Rutledge. Welcome to your new home, Nick. We have big plans for you. Yes, we do, especially if he plays the way he did last game. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to start this journey. Since I got you, what is a short-term plan for me? We're going to focus on your development. Even though I don't think you need that much, but long-term we need you focused because I want you to be a cornerstone of this franchise for years to come. So take your time, learn the defense, you'll get the game reps when the time comes. I've got a long career ahead, that I know. Yes, you do, hopefully. But when I'm on the field, I'll give my everything. You'll see exactly what I mean through these preseason games. Alright, so let's go jump into weekly strategy. Alright, and for our weekly loadout, we're going to run with Blitzbuster, Play Fake Magician, Riot Shield, Aerial Suppression, Island Kings, and Mr. Dream. For play sheets, we're going to run a wide slot play sheet and a 3-4 play sheet. And for trainer abilities, I'm going to run Impact Guard and Practice Shield. So let's confirm that, and then let's check our players here, see if anybody needs to be half padded or rested. See nobody on offense. We'll check our defense now. And nobody on our defense, so that's good. Let's go, and then Rutledge, Darby, and Albertson, that's perfect. And let's go ahead and simulate. All right, we got some upgrades to go. So Nick Rutledge is going to get an upgrade, so let's upgrade his pass coverage. Got +1 to man, +3 to zone. That's perfect upgrade. Al Reinhart, upgrade his pass protector. Got +1 to impact, +2 to pass block power. I would prefer finesse for a left tackle, but we'll take power. For Levi Drake Rodriguez, we're going to upgrade his nose tackle. See, +1 to agility, +2 to awareness, and block shed. Nice. And +1 to tackle. So that's a pretty good set of upgrades. And then wide receiver Derek Shepard. And of course, we're going to upgrade his deep threat. That's +2 to awareness, +2 to catching, and +1 to deep route, which is perfect because we do want to have some deep shots. So good set of upgrades all around. All right, and with that, I will see you guys in the game against the Dolphins. All right, so it looks like we're going to start off with the Dolphins with the ball first. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 25. They take the snap, and that's going to be a tackle for a 3-yard loss on the run. Great job there by our starting defense again. That's Jay Ward on the tackle. Now Dolphins going to come out. It does look like Tua in there, so I don't know who that is. I don't know who their new quarterback is. That's going to be a quick pass out, and nice move there, but he's going to get stopped. And that's going to be for a gain of 11, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 now at the 33. Going to come out in shotgun once again. They're going to take the snap. He gets it across the middle quickly, and the ball's going to come out on contact. Great job there by the defense to force a 3 and out. All right, so after the Dolphins went a 3 and out on their first series, it's McCarthy and his Vikings offense for their first one. 1st and 10 at the 40. McCarthy in I formation under center. And it's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of 6 yards on a pass. And we're now looking at a 2nd and 4. McCarthy's going to be under center in an offset I formation this time. Takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking. And he gets the pass off, and it's going to be caught by Jordan Addison. That's a 1st and 10 down at the 42-yard line. And McCarthy's going to come out under center again, single back with Mason in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Mason, throws it, and he's got Jefferson, who's able to shed the first tackle and make his way down to the 22-yard line for a 20-yard gain on the play. And another Vikings first down. And McCarthy's going to be under center again on this one, single back. Going to send Jefferson in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off to Mason this time, who breaks the tackle but could not break the next one. And there's an injury on the field after that 2-yard gain. It looks like Brooks for the Dolphins is hurt. Now to bring up our 2nd and 8 now at the 20. We are officially in the red zone on our first drive. McCarthy in shotgun. Mason to his left. He's going to send Addison in motion. He's got the snap. It fakes the handoff to Mason. Throws. That's intended for Addison, who comes down with it for a completion down to the 9-yard line. 11 yards on a pass. And it's 1st and goal for the Vikings. And McCarthy is coming out firing on all cylinders this game. This time he hands it off to Mason, who has a lane, and he gets through, and it's going to be a gain of about 6 on the play. Well, they're going to give him 5. So it's 2nd and goal now at the 4. McCarthy once again in shotgun. He's got Aaron Jones in now to his right. Takes a snap. He's got time. Throws a bullet, and a pass was intended for Felton, but he could not come down with it. And now bring up a 3rd and goal. McCarthy's going to be in an empty backfield now. Looks like they're going 5 wide. You got Addison and Jefferson down to the bottom of your screen. And that's going to go for Felton, who gets in for a Vikings touchdown. And the Vikings start off with the 7-0 lead over the Dolphins in Miami. All right, so the Dolphins are going to come out after the Vikings take a 7-0 lead on the touchdown pass to Ty Felton. Under center are going to hand it off, and they're going to get stopped for no gain on the run. Great job there by the defensive line to get in there on that stop. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Going to be in shotgun this time. Takes a snap. It's got to be a handoff, and he's going to not be able to get away from Cashman, and he's going to bring him down after he gets about a gain of 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 at the 35, and the Vikings here have a chance for back-to-back 3 and outs at the stop here. Let's see what they're able to do. They send a man in motion. Rutledge follows. Oh, nice pancake there. QB's going to scramble, and he's going to scramble quite a ways, and what a juke by the quarterback. And that's going to be one heck of a run, a 30-yard scramble by the quarterback. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 35-yard line of the Vikings. And now the Dolphins suddenly flip the field with that play and are looking to be in a red zone here in a couple of plays possibly. Fake the handoff, gets the pass off, and he's going to get down for a gain of about 10. It's going to be 2nd and inches now at the 26-yard line. And suddenly this Dolphins offense just started humming. That's going to be a false start on the Dolphins, so that's going to send them back. And they do call it. Figured that should be on the right tackle. And it's going to be 2nd and 5 now at the 31-yard line. Takes the snap. He's got time, and they're closing in quick, and he gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's not going to be enough for a first. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short at a 3rd and 3. They're at the 28-yard line. They're going to come out in I formation. I'm going to take it. They're probably going to fake it and pass, but there's a flag on the play. And that's going to be neutral zone, I believe. It is neutral zone infraction on Andrew Van Ginkel, and that's going to give them an automatic 1st down at the 23-yard line. So here is our defense shooting themselves in the foot again, especially by a veteran who should know better, in Andrew Van Ginkel. They're going to fake the jet sweep. They're going to hand it off, and that's going to go pretty much nowhere. They do get a gain of 2 on the play, but it's going to be 2nd and 8 now at the 21-yard line. They take the snap. They hand it off. He's got a wide open gap right up the middle, and he's going to bowl his way forward for a gain of 17 on that run. And the chain now has, 21 yards, I wanted to say that said, in 4 carries. And it's now 1st and goal at the 4. Takes the snap, hands it off to a chain again, who was immediately blasted by Rutledge. And there's Rutledge in there making plays again. And he's looking like he may be a big focal point of this defense moving forward. He's just showing up all over the field on sacks, on that. I mean, that was a heck of a hit. He just blasted through that O-line and just leveled a chain there. That's insane. And that's going to be a 2nd and goal now at the 6. Sends a man in motion. Takes snap, throws it to a chain who's going to be met immediately, and there's Rutledge again on another stop. And that's going to be a 3rd and goal now at the 12. And that's back-to-back tackles, and I want to say they're both tackles for a loss there for Rutledge. And we're now looking at a 3rd and goal. They're going to come out in shotgun. They're at the 12-yard line. And a good chance here to hold them to a field goal, even though they've managed to move themselves down the field. Let's see what they can do. We're sending in a blitz. And Grenard's going to get to him. And the fumble. It's recovered by the Dolphins O-line, but they're going to be down there at the 10. And it's going to be 4th and goal now. And that will force a Dolphins field goal attempt. So here we go for a 27-ish yard attempt, and that kick is good. And the Vikings have a 7-3 lead still over the Dolphins. So McCarthy and his Vikings offense comes out for their 2nd drive now, and the Dolphins got a field goal. McCarthy's going to do a keeper, and he's going to run, and he's got nothing but green. He's able to make the first defender miss, and that's going to be a gain of about 21 on the play. Great design QB run there. It was more of an option type, and McCarthy decided to keep it, but regardless, we will take that 1st down. It's 1st and 10 now at the 49-yard line. They send Jefferson in motion. McCarthy with the snap. Got time. Clean pocket. Gets the pass away. And it's going to fall incomplete. And that pass was intended for Aaron Jones, but he could not come down with it. Looks like Mason's back in the game now after that. They're going trips at the bottom of your screen. McCarthy in shotgun with the snap. Clean pocket. He's got time moving around. He gets the pass off, and the pass is going to be incomplete. I didn't know if they were going to rule that a catch or not, and that's going to be a 3rd and 10 now. They're going 3 wide on the bottom of your screen. Empty backfield. He's got time again, but it closed quickly, and that's going to be the Dolphins' first sack of the game, and Bradley Chubb gets in there to force a 4th and 15 and a Vikings punt. And it was actually a roughing call. I didn't put it in because there was no audio, obviously, for it. But the Vikings still have the ball after a bad snap that ended up getting caught, and then the punter was hit. So that's going to be a pass to Ty Felton for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 now at the 35. And the Vikings are back in business by a miscue by the Dolphins. Hands it off to Mason, who has an open hole, and he's going to run it. And he's got 13 yards on that run, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 at the 22. And the Vikings are essentially a play away from once again being in the red zone here in this first quarter. McCarthy in an empty backfield takes the snap, clean pocket, gets the pass off. That's going to be to Jones. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the play down to the 16. And the Vikings are in the red zone now, trying to extend this lead to 11. I formation. Fakes the handoff, gets the pass off, and it's an overthrow by McCarthy. Incomplete, 3rd and 4 now. McCarthy's going to come out in shotgun. He's got Mason to his left. Jefferson's also at the bottom of your screen. He's got time. He's moving around. He scrambles. He throws it. Pass was intended for Felton once again, but that's going to be incomplete, and that's going to force a Vikings field goal attempt. So now here comes Reichert. This would be a 33-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Snap, kick, and it is good. And the Vikings take a 10-3 lead over the Dolphins here in Miami. All right, so here we come now. The Dolphins with their ball after the Vikings get a field goal to push the lead back to 7. 1st and 10 at the 27. Hands off to a chain who goes nowhere. That's Grenard on the stop. That's a tackle for a loss of 2. And it's now 2nd and 12 at the Dolphins 24. Johnson's going to be in shotgun. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's Vikings 10, Dolphins 3. But here we go now at the start of the second quarter. Johnson's going to come out in an empty set here. Takes the snap. Quick screen of tight. And it's going to be down after a gain of about 4 on the play. They're going to give him 4 on that. So it's going to be a 3rd and 8 now. Once again, Johnson's going to be in shotgun. He's got a chain to his right. Takes a pass. Quick pass out to a chain who's going to get stopped by Rutledge, who just levels him once again. What a job by Rutledge. He's really making himself felt in this game. And we're going to watch that again. He just levels him. Man, Meyer tried to get him, but it was not enough. And our first-round pick is making his presence felt all over the field. And that's going to be his 3rd tackle for a loss and 3 tackles. And now after the punt, Vikings have the ball once again. 1st and 10 at their own 34. They are holding a 7-point lead. McCarthy under center. Takes a snap, and it's going to be to Hawkinson, who's going to get met immediately. We'll get a gain of 4 on the pass. And now brings up a 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line. Empty set. They're running 5 wide. Trips up top. And McCarthy's going to just keep it and run. He's got room to scramble, and he does. And he gets a 1st down. That'd be a gain of, I didn't quite see. I want to say that was a gain of about 11. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 29-yard line. Or sorry, 49-yard line. McCarthy's going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it again and scramble out, and he's going to get brought down after a gain of, they're going to say 10, but it was really 9, but they gave it a 1st and 10 on that. Well, actually, that's 11. So it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 40. McCarthy under center. Mason in the backfield. Takes that, hands it off to Mason. Makes a move, and he's got room, but that's probably coming back due to a hold. And it is. So that's going to be a 1st and 20 now at the 50-yard line. So McCarthy's going to come out now. Shotgun formation. He's got Aaron Jones in now to his left. Trips at the bottom of your screen. McCarthy, clean pocket, gets the pass away, and that's going to be for Jefferson. And it's going to be a gain of 5, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15, and that was Jefferson's first target of the game, I want to say. Hopefully we can get Jefferson involved a little bit more. Clean pocket again, moving up, and that pocket closed as he moved forward, but he does get a gain of 1 out of it, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 now. So McCarthy's once again going to be in an empty backfield. Jones to his right. Takes a snap. He's got time. Clean pocket. And it goes down quick, and he gets the throw out just in the nick of time. And that's going to probably be a Vikings punt. So after the Vikings punt, Dolphins have the ball once again. 1st and 10 at their own 20. 10-20 to go here in this first half. Down by 7. Johnson fakes the handoff. He's got time. He has to throw it away, though, because he had time, but it closed quickly. And that lineman, I didn't see who that was. That might have been Redmond. Just flew in there. Then it's now 2nd and 10 at the 20. They send a man in motion. Johnson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's going to scramble around, and he's got plenty of room, and he is a runner and spins, and he's going to go down, and that's going to be 28 yards on that. 2 scrambles for 58 yards for him, and man, he is looking great as a scrambling quarterback. He was high up there on the draft boards now that I saw that it was Johnson. So 1st and 10 at the 48. And he's got to scramble again, but this time he's going to, and he's going to spin off the first tackler, and now he's got to fumble, and it's going to be recovered by the Vikings. Who calls that fumble? I want to see who calls it. So Theo recovered it. Who calls that? I'm just going to be in shock if that was caused by Rutledge too. And it was not. Who was that? So it's Isaiah Rodgers and Cashman teamed up. Looks like Rodgers is the one that forced the fumble there, and it was covered by Theo diving in. So what a great job by the defense, and that might stop him from scrambling some. It's now going to be 1st and 10 at the 37. Vikings take the snap from under center, hand it off to Mason, who's going to get a gain of about 8 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 now at the 45-yard line. And part of the scrambling is because I don't have the interior ability on. I wanted to run a few games with it off just to see how much more the QBs would scramble with it off, because that's a staple that I would normally recommend. But with this being just the preseason, I kind of wanted to see how that went. I used it a few times throughout the testing. I took it off, and that's when Lamar did get 100 yards on one of the tests, and then Fields got like 104. So they do tend to run a little bit more when you don't have like interior dominating or one of the trench barons or something in there. But I just wanted to see what it'd be like with with McCarthy running it slightly different, because I was doing all my stuff pretty much with like golf and Fields and stuff like that. More of the elites, and I did some rookies too. I did McCarthy a little bit, but not on some of the scrambling stuff, because he's not really a big scrambler. So he is today apparently, but it's now 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. And the Vikings are essentially a play away again from having another red zone opportunity here. So it's 1st and 10 out of the 23. They hand it off to Mason, who goes pretty much nowhere. There's going to be an injury on the play. That's another Dolphin injury. That's their 2nd injury of the game. And it's now 2nd and 8 at the 21. McCarthy in shotgun. Looks like that's Mason to his left. Gets the throw off, and he's going to get it to Hawkinson, and Hawkinson's going to force his way down to the 1-yard line. Couldn't quite get in there, but here we are with another Vikings 1st and goal. So it's going to be I formation. McCarthy under center, hands it off to the fullback, who's met immediately a gain of nada. And that's 2nd and goal now at the 1. McCarthy's going to be in shotgun this time. Mason to his right. Takes snap, fakes the handoff to Mason, tries to run himself, and he's met immediately for a loss of 3 on the play. And that's now going to be 3rd and goal. So McCarthy in shotgun once again. Jones to his right now. Going trips at the top of your screen. McCarthy gets the throw off quickly. It's going to be in, and that's going to be Justin Jefferson for his first touchdown of this game. And the Vikings take a 17-3 lead over the Dolphins. All right, so after the Vikings got another touchdown to take a 14-point lead, it's now 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. 4:29 to go here in his first half. Johnson in shotgun, sends a man in motion, hands it off, and that's going to go nowhere, and he gets blasted by Metellus there. And it's going to be a 2nd and 13 after that tackle for a loss of 3. Here we go now at the 18. Johnson in shotgun once again. Takes a snap, clean pocket, gets it off, quick pass, and he's got an open receiver, and he's going to get down for quite a gain there, down to the 39-yard line. And Tyreek Hill, man, seeing him back, maybe this is what it's going to look like when he comes back from his injury, but it's not going to be with Miami apparently. So Still not saving at Miami green, though. So here we go. 1st and 10 at the 39. Hands off to a chain who's met immediately. Blake Cashman gets in there to stop him for a gain of nothing. And it's 2nd and 10 now at the 39. Clock down to 2:43 and counting. Johnson in shotgun. Sends a man in motion, left to right, or top to bottom of your screen, sorry. Passes it to him, and he's going to get met, and that's going to be Byron Murphy on the tackle. Does get a gain of 1 on there, so it's now 3rd and 9. And let's see if they get this off before the 2-minute warning. They do. So Johnson, quick pass. He's got to kick on. He's got nothing but green. He makes the man miss, but he could not speed past him. And at the 2-minute warning, it's still 17-3, but the Dolphins are on the move. So here we go now at the Vikings 41-yard line. 1st and 10. Johnson under center. Cheen in the backfield. Quick pass out, and he's able to get past the defenders, and that's going to be a gain of about, what is that, 16? So it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 25. Minute 32 to go. They still got 3 timeouts. Johnson has got to try to scramble. He's got room. He's getting it, and Blake Cashman's going to get him. And not before that's 89 yards in the first half on 4 scrambles. But the Dolphins playbook does have QB scrambles, and with Johnson being a lot faster than Tua, that could potentially play a role. And like I said, there are some abilities I'm not using. One is always watching, which I always use, and that helps eliminate a lot of those scrambles and effects and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm just trying different things in the preseason just to see how different it is now that I've got, different teams. We've had a draft, so you've got new players in here and stuff like that. So just want to see how it fluctuates in actual franchise season and one that matters. And Darby, another one of our picks, doing a great job there on the stop. 3rd and goal now at the 15. But it's looking pretty good. I mean, scrambling, it seemed it's a little high as far as yardage goes, but it does fit the team identity so far based off of who he's faced. So I can't complain too much. Now, if he has like 120, 130 yards at the end of the game, obviously that's something I'm going to have to go back to using the abilities that I normally use. But I don't mind a QB getting 100 yards, especially if they're a scrambler. I mean, it happens all the time. So that's not too much of a concern. And wow, what a job. He didn't have time to get back there. And Darby was back there once again. And man, this rookie class that we got in here is just making their presence felt all over the field. This defense is a whole different monster this game. Apparently a new storm is rising in Minnesota. And that's going to be to Addison, and that's going to be a 1st down for the Vikings after that turnover on downs there. And let's see, we're just probably going to let the clock run out. Let's see if they get one more play off or not. And we do. So last play of the first half, McCarthy's got time, and he's just going to throw it short to Hawkinson, who's going to get tackled, and that'll be halftime. And at halftime, it's Minnesota 17 and the Dolphins 3. So now that we're in the second half, the backups are going to be in, so it's Gardner Minshew under center now. And you've got Aaron Jones in the backfield. He's got to hand it off to Jones, who's going to go nowhere. He does get a gain of 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 9 now at the 29. Vikings do hold a 14-point lead, and let's see if these backups can keep it. Sends a man in motion. Minshew fakes the handoff, gets a pass out, and it's going to be an overthrow, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Minshew in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's got time. Great block there by Jones. He gets the pass off, and that's going to be caught. And that's going to be a gain of quite a bit. I want to say, what is that, about 20-some yards? And I believe that's Shepard. Let's see, it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, about 25 yards, and that is Shepard, another one of our rookie pickups, trying to make his presence felt on the offensive side of the ball. So here we go now with Minshew under center and I formation. Hands it off to Jones, who's met immediately in the backfield. A tackle for a loss by Jalari. And that's going to be 2nd and 12 now. And recent news today, Aaron Jones is now going to be cut, it looks like, at the beginning of the league. So I may end up cutting him at the end of this season just to keep with realism to a point. And that's going to be sent out, and that's going to be a gain of 3 on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd and 9 now at the 46-yard line. So yeah, Jones and Javon Hargrave are both gone. And Minshew's going to send Oliver in motion. Minshew takes a snap, fakes the pass. He's going to see. He's got room up the middle. He's looking, and he ends up just sliding. Going to be gain of a couple, and that's going to be a Vikings punt to start the second half. And in a surprising twist, the second stringer here is going to be Tua Tagovailoa. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Tua sends a man in motion, takes a snap, fakes a handoff. Tua with time, but it didn't have much time very quickly. And that's going to be a pass for a loss of 4 on the play. Great job by the defense to swarm in there. And it's now going to be 2nd and 14 at their own 22-yard line. Tua in shotgun. Takes time, has time. Gets the pass off to an open receiver there, and he's going to get met by Dallas Turner, who makes the tackle, but not after he can get across the line for a first down. And who is that for the Dolphins? And that's Washington. Okay. So it's 1st and 10 now at the 39-yard line. Tua's going to be under center. Sends a man in motion. Sends him back the other direction. Takes a snap. It fakes the handoff. The Vikings spit on it, and that left an opening there. So that's going to be a gain of 9 on the pass. There's a good play action sell there by Tua. It's now 2nd and 1 at the 48-yard line. I formation. Tua fakes the handoff again. Gets the pass off. That's not for a first down, but not much more. It's going to be a gain of about 4, maybe 5. It's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Tua's going to be under center. This time he is going to hand it off, and he's going to get met, and that's probably going to be a loss. No, they're going to give him a gain of 1, so he must have forced his way forward for 1 yard on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 9 now at the 46-yard line. Tua's in shotgun this time. Takes the snap. Clean pocket. He's able to get it off, and it's going to be another Dolphins first down. And that's going to be a gain of about 11, so it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line. I formation. Tua under center. This one's going to be a handoff, and he bounces off his own defender, or his own blocker, it looked like. And it's 2nd and 5 now at the 31-yard line. Tua's going to be in shotgun this time. Got to back to his left. Got to send a man in motion. Gets the snap off. It's going to be a handoff, and he's going to get met, but not before he's able to get across just enough for a first down. And that's Ward on the stop. It's 1st and 10 now at the 26-yard line. Tua's in I formation once again under center. Sure, we're going to see play action. Nope, they're going to let him run. And he's got an open lane, and that's going to be a run, and he's going to fight his way down to the 10-yard line, a gain of 16 on the play. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 10, but they're just past it, so they still can get a first down without a touchdown. To an empty backfield, and he's going to run this time himself, and he's able to dive down at the 5. There is an injury on the play. That's the 3rd Dolphin injury this game, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 at the 5. Tua's going to be in shotgun. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff, and he gets blasted by Darby, and it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. And we're seeing all the rookies starting to really make some plays in this preseason. It's great to see that our defensive side may be very well coming together over the next few seasons. And he rushed that pass out incomplete, and that's going to force a Dolphins field goal attempt. So the Dolphins with a 24-yard field goal, pretty much right down the middle. It should be an easy chip shot. Wait for the snap, the kick. It's up, and it is good. And the Dolphins cut the Vikings lead to 17-6. After the Dolphins field goal, it's going to be Vikings ball, 1st and 10 at their own 23 with 5:19 to go here in his 3rd quarter. Minshew under center and offset I. He's got to hand it off to Jones, who's able to run, but he's pulled down after a gain of 2 on the play, so 2nd and 8. Got to come out and offset again. Minshew under center. Minshew's able to take the snap, fakes the handoff to Jones. He's got to scramble out to the right. He gets the throw out. He's just going to throw it away to avoid a sack. Great job there by Minshew with the awareness to get the ball out of there. 3rd and 8 now. Minshew in shotgun, takes the snap, quick pass out. That's going to be caught by Oliver, but not enough, and that's going to be a Vikings punt. After the Vikings punt, it's going to be Dolphins ball, 1st and 10 at their own 31. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. They're down by 11. Going to fake the handoff the first time, the jet sweep, and they do hand it off for a gain of 2 on the play. It's now 2nd and 8. Even yardage for total yards, 250 apiece on this one. Passing yards, almost the same. And Tua's got room, and he's going to run, and that's Tua doing what Tua does, and he's going to slide down. And this time he's able to go down without a concussion. Nonetheless, it's 1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line. Tua's going to go under center. Single back in the backfield. He's going to send a man in motion from left to right. Hands it off, makes a juke move, but he doesn't get very far. A gain of maybe 1 on the play. It's now 2nd and 9. Tua's going to be in shotgun this time. Sends a man in motion. Fakes it, and he's going to go down. And that's going to be a sack, and that's... Who is that? Is that Wilson? I don't know who that is. I'm drawing a blank for some reason. Oh, Levi Drake Rodriguez. That's right. That's who it is. And it's 3rd and 16, and that's funny because I loved Levi Drake during the regular season, and here I am forgetting who he is. But nonetheless, 3rd and 16 at the 47. Tua's going to just air it out deep, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be a Dolphins touchdown, and they're able to pull it in over the Vikings defender, and that's Womack that just got beaten on that. A great throw there by Tua, but that receiver really had to elevate and get that ball at the high point, was able to maintain possession, and Hudson brings the score 17-13. Or sorry, 17-12. They're going to go for 2. So they're going to try to make it a 3-point ball game. Tua in shotgun. Let's see what happens. Tua takes a snap. He's got time. He gets it, and it's going to be caught, and he's going to hold on, and the 2-point conversion will be good, and we have us a 3-point game in Miami. So after that Dolphins field goal, it's 17-14 Vikings. Vikings have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 29. A minute 21 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Minshew's under center, sends a man in motion from right to left, takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Jones, who goes nowhere once again, 2nd and 10. And Jones is starting to show his age because he is not doing very well this preseason. So here we go now, 2nd and 10. Handoff this time to, I believe that's one of our rookies. And it's now 3rd and 9. Don't remember our rookie's name, but it's a gain of 1 on the play. And it's now at the 30. Jones is back in there maybe. No, he's not. That's that other rookie again. But that's going to be passed, and that's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to be a Vikings punt. All right, the Dolphins are going to take over 1st and 10 of their own 30 after forcing a Vikings 3 and out. 1 second to go. This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Tua under center, I formation. Hands it off. He breaks the first tackler, but he could not break the next. A gain of 6, and that's it for the first 3 quarters. So going into the 4th quarter, we have ourselves a 3-point, 17-14 Vikings lead. So here we go now, 2nd and 4 to start the 4th. The Dolphins are at their own 37-yard line. Tua under center. Hands it off. Another run up the middle. What a stiff arm on that first one by Ollie Gordon. And he's going to able to get himself a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And what a stiff arm that was. So now Tua in shotgun, empty backfield, takes the snap. He's got time. But he's going to end up scrambling out because he saw the pocket closing. He's able to get across the 50 to the 40. And he's going to slide down at the 35. Another huge scramble for Tua. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 35, and I'm definitely going to have to put that ability back in there to contain the QB scrambling, for scrambling quarterbacks anyways. And that's going to be, is that encroachment again? Or initial zone? Yep, encroachment. 1st and 10 now, 1st and 5. Brings them up to the 30, so they are clearly in field goal range now. They're going to send a man in motion. Going to hand it off, and he's going to get met, and that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play, or loss of 1 on the play, sorry. A net of 4 over after the penalty, and it's now 2nd and 6 at the 30. Tua takes the snap, and they send a blitz around, and he gets them. That's going to be the Vikings' 4th sack of the game, and it's going to force a 3rd and 11, and that's Leonard on the play. So here we are now after the sack, 3rd and 11 at the 36. They're starting to get pushed to the tail end of field goal range, but we'll see. Tua's got time, and he's almost set, but he gets the ball off, and it's going to be intercepted. The Vikings intercepted at the 6-yard line, and the momentum is gone in Miami. Asante Samuel Jr., what an interception and job to read that ball. So now let's see if Minshew and this offense can put something together here in this 4th quarter to put this game away. In shotgun at their own 6. Fakes the handoff. Minshew's going to keep it himself, and he's going to run, but there's going to come back to a hold. So that 15, 16-yard scamper is going to be for naught. And it's not a hold, it's an illegal block in the back. And that's from wide receiver Tyquan Thornton. So that's going to force a 1st and 5 now at the 11. So we still got some out of that. So Minshew's going to hand it off again. This is going to be Aaron Jones with the hole up the middle, and he could not make that man miss. If he did, it would have been sayonara from there. But we have a 1st and 10 instead at the 28-yard line. If Jones had been a few years younger, that would have been a touchdown most likely. But here we go, Minshew under center again. Quick pass out, and that's to Oliver for a gain of 7, and we're now at a 2nd and 3 at the 35. And the Vikings are starting to move down the field, and this is what we need to see from this second-string offense in this second game here. They were handed a 14-point lead, and they've kind of bled it away here. Going to hand it off to Jones, who's going to force his way forward for a gain of about 2 to bring up a 3rd and manageable 3rd and 1. 10:28 to go here in this last quarter, and this will probably be a QB sneak. It is. Minshew gets it. Another fresh set of downs for your Minnesota Vikings. So 1st and 10 now at the 40. Minshew under center. Jones in the backfield. A tight bunch there, and that's going to draw a man off sides, and that's going to be encroachment by the defense. And that's going to put us even further. That'll put us at about the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 5 now. And we will take it. Keep going. We're getting there. We're about 15 yards from field goal range. Going to hand it off, and he's able to power his way forward for a gain of 3 on the play. So it's going to be a 2nd and 2 now at the 48. Let's get across midfield here, get another 1st down. Hopefully Minshew under center. He's going to fake the handoff. He got me on that one. Minshew throws a laser, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be a Vikings 1st down to the 31-yard line. And that's a gain of about 21. And Thornton is just blazing fast when he does have the ball in his hands. It's crazy to see, Madden. And here we go now. I formation, Minshew under center. Got the snap. He hands it off, and that is Jones. And he's going to go for a gain of 2 on that run. So 2nd and 8 now. Clearly in field goal range, but we want to make this a 2-score game to put it away as we tick under the 8-minute mark to go. Minshew fakes the handoff. He's got time. Moves up, gets the throw off, and it's going to be caught and out at the 6-yard line, and we're looking at a 1st and goal for the Vikings. And they're going to come out in I formation again on this one. Minshew's going to hand it off, and Jones is going to get around the edge, and it's going to get called back, though, but that was a touchdown for Jones. Great job setting an edge there by Reinhardt, but that's going to come back, most likely due to a hold. And I think that was the left guard that might have been on the hold. They might charge it to Reinhardt, though, but we'll see. And they are going to charge it to Reinhardt. So that's a rookie making a rookie mistake, and it's now 1st and goal at the 16. Minshew's out there now with an offset I formation. Takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Jones, who's going to try to go in. He's able to dodge the first tackler. Gets a gain of 3 on the play. It's now 2nd and goal at the 14. Minshew's in shotgun. Gets the snap. Quick throw. And that's going to be called down to about the 5. A gain of 9 on the play. So on this 3rd and goal, let's see if we can make this a 2-score game or if we're going to settle for a field goal. Minshew takes the snap, hands it off to Jones, who gets in, and that's a 2-score lead for your Minnesota Vikings on the back of Aaron Jones. And now we're going to take over here after the Vikings took a 2-score, 10-point lead, 24-14, 5:54 to go in the game. 1st and 10. Let's see if Tua can engineer some miracle magic here in Miami. And that pass is going to be good for a gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8. Dude's going to be in shotgun. Obvious passing situations here as the time's starting to tick away. Gets the snap. He's got time. And he's going to scramble. And he had a block there, but he's going to end up sliding down just before midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And as you can see from that Johnson, their new starter, is a lot faster than Tua. Tua is not fast when you compare him with the new quarterback here in Miami. And Tua's got time. He's going to scramble once again. The pressure was getting to him, and he's going to get down to the 34-yard line. And that ability definitely must have been one of the main fixtures that I had, like I thought, for these scrambling quarterbacks. But I do want to see a full game with only starters in and see what happens. Because I was able to pull it off for some games. Like I said, they were right about 100 yards for scrambling quarterbacks, but it was accurate. I just want to see it with some of these rookies now, like Johnson and stuff like that. So, and that's going to be a flag on Minnesota. Encroachment again by the defense. 2nd and 4. Now turns into a 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. He was going to send a man in motion, takes a snap, hands it off, and that's going to be Gordon down for a gain of 1 on a play, 2nd and 9. Clock's ticking closer to the 3:30 mark. Tua in the backfield, has time. There's going to be a holding call most likely on Miami, so that play is going to be nullified. That's left tackle Cam LeBlanc. Now it's 2nd and 19 for the Dolphins. Tua in shotgun, empty backfield, sends Ollie over to help with pass protection. He gets the throw off, and it's going to be caught. I thought it was knocked away, but it was caught. But it's going to be caught for a loss of 3, so they should have just let that fall incomplete. 3rd and 22. Tua's going to be in shotgun, sends a man in motion. He's got time. He's looking around, going through his progressions. He's going to lob one deep. He's going for the corner, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete, and it's going to be a 4th down for Miami. They have no choice but to go for it, and they're going to go for a field goal instead. Okay, so 4th and 22 for a 53-yard field goal from the right mark, and the kick is good. And the Dolphins pull within 7. So here we go now. Vikings need to put this away. 1st and 10 at the own 23. They maintain a 7-point lead with 3:01 to go here in this 4th quarter. That's going to be a pass for a couple of yards. That's going to give them a gain of 4. Dolphins call their first timeout. It's 2nd and 6. Minshew's going to be under center. You got Jones in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff, and it's going to be a sack for the Dolphins, and they're going to call a timeout. It's going to be a 3rd and 15 after the Dolphins got their 2nd timeout called, so the Dolphins defense is standing firm. Let's see if Minshew can work some Minshew magic here and get a 1st down when we need it. Minshew, he's got time, and he's going to just scramble away, and he's going to get a 1st down. And it's going to be down to the 40-yard line. Dolphins have to call the last timeout, but that's not going to matter because that's a fresh set of downs, and the Vikings are going to be able to really milk this clock. So Minshew's going to come out now, an offset I formation. It's going to be a handoff, and Jones is going to get a gain of nothing on the play. It's 2nd and 10. Minshew under center. Let the clock bleed down. They're not going to get to the 2-minute warning, so there will be a play before that, and it's going to be a fake jet sweep, and he's going to get blown up in the backfield. It's going to be a loss on a play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12. And at the 2-minute warning, it's still 24-17 Vikings lead, but this is a very important 3rd down here for the Vikings. Minshew's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it, and is Jones going to make it? Jones will not. He's going to get brought down at the 44-yard line, and that's going to be a Vikings punt now. And it all comes down to this. Vikings did a great job on coverage on that punt, and it's 1st and 10. Dolphins have no timeouts, 1:15 to remain, and they're down by 7. Tua gets the pass off. It's called, and they're going to go out of bounds at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. 1:11 to go. Tua's going to come out in shotgun. Calling out some changes at the line. Takes the snap. Tua with time. Gets a throw off, and it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be knocked away or dropped. I couldn't quite see that one with how that laser was. So it's now 2nd and 10. And that's got to be a false start on Miami. And they're kicking themselves in the foot right now. So it's a 2nd and 15 now at the 27-yard line. 1:07 to go. To an empty backfield. And that's going to be encroachment on the defense. And so we're going to give them the 5 yards right back. What's going on with these backups, man? And that's Levi Drake Rodriguez. So now it's 2nd and 10 again. So after all that, no time's gone off the clock, and we're back in the same spot we were 10 minutes ago. So here we go, 2nd and 10. Tua with the snap. Finally gets a play off, and that's going to go for nothing. It's a loss of 1 on the play. So 3rd and 11 now. So they've got officially 2 downs to try to make something work. The clock is ticking. Got to send a man in motion. Tua takes a snap. He's got time. Looking to pass. He gets a throw off. It's going to be knocked away incomplete, and it's going to force a 4th down. So it all comes down to this. It's either going to be a 1st down or a game over for Miami right here. And we're going to send a blitzer. Doesn't get to him, but Miami's got a penalty. Let's see what happens. It's going to be incomplete. If it's on Miami, which it is, it's holding. It's probably going to be declined. And that's a turnover on downs. And the Vikings will win their second preseason game to move to 2-0 in a preseason. 24-17 over the Dolphins to advance to 2-0 on the preseason. What a difference we're seeing on both sides of the ball. All right, let's go ahead and look at the stats here. So for passing, McCarthy was 15-21 for 137, 71% completion, 2 touchdowns. Tua Tagovailoa was 9-15 for 108 for 1-1. Minshew was 9-12 for 94, and Johnson was 13-16 for 80 yards. He had a lot of short dink-a-dunks, though. I mean, his longest pass was 21 yards. So I'm not too concerned about that high of a completion percentage. It'd probably go down in a full game. So we will see what happens. Now looking at rushing stats. So Ollie Gordon is pretty good. Aaron Jones, not bad. I mean, his age is showing. Same with the chain. He should have been a little bit better, but J.J. McCarthy, so 61 yards scrambling. So you have to take this into context. One, it's a preseason game. Okay. So AI logic does act differently in preseason games than it does regular games as well. I have noticed that. Just like in real life, you kind of take it with a grain of salt. However, like I said, I was not using abilities that I would normally use against teams with scrambling QBs. I was just kind of seeing what would happen had I not used them. And it is slightly elevated, but at the same time, there's a couple of things that we're not adding in here. So initially, it looks like it would be crazy, but not really, because, you know, one, the game script never really stabilized. You know, with it being preseason and with starters not playing the entire time, AI logic in the game script doesn't have time to settle into its actual script, which defenses adjust, you know, scrambling happens less, and things of that nature. So even though McCarthy had 61 yards in the first half, he may have only scrambled for 9 yards in the second half or something like that. So, you know, you have to take all that into consideration. Same with Tua and same with Johnson. At the same time, Johnson's a rookie, you know, so his awareness is low, most likely, and he may not trust his receivers or his reads right away, so he's quick to tuck and run. You know, there are QBs that have that instinct and that trait, so they typically do run. You know, think Justin Fields. You know, you'll see Fields in a 50 to 100 range easily every game for the most part when he first started, just because he doesn't have the awareness to make those proper reads. So seeing them approaching the 100-yard mark is not unrealistic. It's just that's why you use certain abilities when you face known scrambling QBs to help regulate it and, you know, kind of do QB spies and stuff like that, like you would in real life. You know, if you're facing Lamar Jackson, you're not going to not have a spy in the box. You know, you're going to make sure you have somebody with an eye on Jackson because, you know, Lamar at any moment in time could take off and run for a 50-yard gain on the outside. So, you know, that's all based off of the defensive stuff that you have set up, and that's where the abilities come in. And that's why I explained in my slider video is you know, and I haven't done abilities in depth yet, and I may eventually, but it's kind of hard because abilities change team to team. It's based off of what you're trying to do and the team that you're facing on what you want to stop. You know, you use it to buff strengths of yours and to protect weaknesses of yours. So that's what you got to remember and look at when you see these stats in a preseason. Don't worry about them too much, even if you see them in regular games. So now you know, okay, next time if I ever play Matt Johnson again, I know he's a good scrambler. So I'm going to treat him the same as Lamar, and I'm going to do, you know, probably a run stop ability, or I'm going to do something like always watching that affects QB scrambling. That way their logic tends to push them to where they scramble less and try to progress through their reads more because they know that there's a spy out there. When you don't have a spy, you can essentially call that a defensive breakdown, and that's why they take off and scramble the way that they do. So there's a lot of intricacies you've got to remember, and just because, you know, you use a slider set, or whether it's mine or even someone else's, just because something doesn't work, you first need to verify that you're actually strategizing correctly and making sure you're covering all the intricacies before you assume that, hey, these sliders are broken. So that's part of what my dozens and dozens and dozens of games testing's done is it allowed me to see the differences of what happens against scramblers with certain abilities and how certain abilities factor in and, you know, kind of coincide with other abilities and how they function. So I'm not too concerned about any of this. I am going to watch with the scrambles because that is kind of high. But at the same time, like I said, I don't have a second half to justify it, and I don't see full game stats yet. So that doesn't show me anything. The full games that I have, and I have dozens of them, don't show any breakage when it comes to QB scrambling. So like I said, it's going to boil down most likely to the abilities that I was or was not using. For receiving, all pretty okay. I mean, essentially they all played a half, so, you know, blocking, same thing, defensive, same thing. I do want to look at Rutledge, though. So 3 solo tackles, all 3 tackles for losses. You know, Darby, 6 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, a sack and a half. I mean, our rookies were making some moves. You know, Albertson, another rookie, 7 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. I'm trying to find... Where is our other... Here, let's just do this. Darby already did, and it was Leonard. So not too shabby. Yeah, to pass deflection. Okay. Well, yeah, not too bad. So that's that one. Let's move on to the next one. So we have a position battle. Player wants help on what's next. Dallas Turner, hey coach, really been thinking about my development. I don't want this to be the last look I get at earning the starting side. I bring in a personal coach. What should I work on? Well, we need you to work on finesse moves. And that's it. So I will see you guys in preseason week 3. So now we are in week 3, and we're going to start right with our weekly strategy. So I've already set this up. So I'm going to run one of the ones that I did during testing, so you guys can kind of see how that works since we are in preseason week 3, so starters will play for 3 quarters. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run, for one, is going to be play Fake Magician, and that's because we are running a vertical zone run offense, so it synergizes pretty well, because a vertical zone run scheme relies on wide zones, bootlegs, PA crossers, deep shots, and stuff like that. So what this ability does is defenders are slightly more influenced by play action passes on short yardage downs, and defenders are slightly more influenced by play action passes on early downs. So this will actually entail towards kind of force linebackers to take that step forward, which will slightly open our intermediate windows a little bit more, and will also reduce pressure on play action rollouts. So this will help keep the offense on script and reduce broken play chaos that we've been seeing. Next thing we're going to do is Riot Shield. So I don't have the ones I normally use quite yet unlocked. So this is kind of my primary anti-scrambler anchor, so to speak, right now. With it giving awareness to offensive linemen and pass block power, it will help stabilize pocket depth and width. It will help with pressure timing, which will help prevent QB panic behavior and prevent early tuck and run triggers. So right now, that's probably the most important ability I have that's going to help with the QB scrambling. Next, we're going to run Trench Barons, and what that does is double team run blocks are more successful, and I get a small increase to quick block shed moves from linebackers. So that's going to help with double team timing, zone run flows, the cohesion of the offensive line, and obviously the resistance to quick sheds. So that should help prevent, like, yards per carry, and keep your run game a little bit more realistic. The next thing we're going to do is Field General. And what Field General does is gives you +7 throw on a run for all QBs. So with QBs like McCarthy and other somewhat, he's a somewhat scrambler, but especially for scramblers, it helps because it improves throw on a run accuracy for one. It increases read progression confidence, it seems, and the willingness to throw instead of scramble. So that can help reduce some of the unnecessary scrambles that you'll see from quarterbacks and their backups. So in this case, McCarthy and Minshew. The next one's going to be No Fly Zone, which gives us increased zone coverage for cornerbacks when running cover 3 plays. And the Disguise 3-4 uses match cover 3, cloud rotations, buzz rotations, and quite a bit of disguise shells. So with that, this ability will help tighten that zone spacing, which will reduce easy checkdowns, prevent scramble and dump inflation, and will help stabilize coverage, especially in this game against Philly. It's important because it will help stabilize the coverage against their RPO and play action game. So right now, this is kind of the best complement as far as defensive wise to control QB behavior on the other side. And then finally, we have Trench Goblins, which this is more so like a pursuit contained support type of thing. It gives +7 pursuit for all edge and D tackle. So that will give them better angles. They'll have faster rallies to the quarterback. So you're going to have fewer of those 20-yard scrambles that were from broken defenses and stuff like that. The number one ability that I normally use, especially for scrambling QBs, is Always Watching. This is probably the closest one function-wise to replace Always Watching if you don't have it yet. Okay, now for play sheets, because of what we're running, I'm going to do a shotgun 2-back on this one with the 3-4 play sheet. So the shotgun 2-back, it's a balanced, unpredictable play sheet from split shotgun formations. So it's going to give you a little bit more of that like clean check down type structure. It will be pretty balanced between run-pass sequencing. And then the big thing is it gives you realistic spacing, which in turn will reduce scramble frequency. So especially if you're using a vertical zone run scheme, this is a perfect offense to run. And then obviously 3-4 play sheet. 1, it's the only one I've got. But 2, it does give me +3 block shedding and +5 tackle for edge D tackles and linebackers. So that's going to give us better containment, better pursuit, and better run fits when it comes to blocking. So as of right now, it's our only one, so it's the best defensive play sheet I have for stabilizing QB rushing right now. And then in trainer skills, we're going to do off-field rejuvenation, which increases weekly recovery by 10%. Well, not weekly, but like during games, but I say weekly because it's during each game. So it increases it by 10%, which will help ensure fresher rosters week to week. And then we're doing impact guard, which is going to reduce the in-game wear by 10%. So that's also going to help keep our all offensive line, defensive line, and QB stable throughout the game. So that's going to help with a lot of that QB scrambling as well. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that. And now we're going to check to see if we need to rest anyone. So it doesn't look like anyone on offense or anyone on defense right now because of what I'm running with the Rejuve. So let's go ahead and simulate our training. And we did end up losing Miles Price to a right knee PCL sprain. So Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins is out due to a hip pointer, and then Andrew Barner is going to be out to a PCL sprain in his left knee. So we lost 2 defensive players, neither's a starter, and then we lost an offensive player who's also not a starter, but he is one of our returners, so that may affect at least the return yardages and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and see what upgrades we got. Quite a few on this one. So Corbin Darby got increased nose tackle, got +1 to block shedding and play rec, and +2 to tackle. Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, who's out with injury, but we're going to upgrade his power rusher. We got +1 to hit power and tackle, and +2 to power moves, so power moves is good. Miles Price, who's out injured, did get an upgrade. An upgrade deep threat for him. And it's going to give us +1 to awareness, catching traffic, and deep route, and +2 to release. Oh, perfect. And then +2 to spec catch. And then Jay Ward's going to have an upgrade, so we'll upgrade his hybrid. That's going to give us +1 to play rec, and +2 to man, and +2 to zone. Tommy Aking-Basotai, nose tackle. And it's going to be +1 to block shed and play rec, +2 to tackle, and +3 to awareness. So that's a pretty decent set of upgrades. And then right edge, Chaz Chambliss. We'll upgrade power rusher for him. It's going to be +1 to tackle and hit power, and +2 to both play rec and power moves. So pretty solid upgrade there as well. And that's it for all this stuff. So I will see you guys in the game against Philadelphia. All right, so it looks like Philly's going to start with the ball first. It's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Hurst is going to be in shotgun, takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Barkley, tries to run himself, and gets leveled by Darby. No gain on the play. And we're already seeing a difference in scrambling right there alone. So now we're at a 2nd and 10. Hurst is once again in shotgun with Barkley back there. Fakes the handoff to Barkley. He's got a pocket, gets the throw off, and it's going to be caught, and it'll be out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So now that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for these Eagles offense. Hurts is in shotgun, takes it, fakes the handoff again, gets a pass off, and it's going to be caught once again down to the 41-yard line. And now we'll have a 1st and 10 here for Hurts in shotgun once again. Barkley to his left, takes the snap. Good clean pocket. He's got time. He gets the throw off, and he's got an open receiver once again, and that's going to be down to the 24-yard line. So that's going to be 3 straight first downs for this Eagles offense to open up this game. The Hurts once again will be in shotgun. Barkley's to his right this time. Hands it off to Barkley, who runs out in the middle, makes a few moves, bounces off that tackler, and finally goes down after a gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 now. They are officially in the red zone at the 18-yard line. Hurts once again in shotgun. Barkley to his right, takes the snap, looking to pass. He gets the throw off. It's caught, and they'll be down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for these Eagles. Now it's going to be an empty backfield for Hurts. You got a trip bunch set on the top of your screen, left side. Hurts takes a snap, quick throw across the middle. It's going to be caught, and he'll go down shortly after. There's going to be a gain of 2 on the play, and now Devontae Smith is going to be hurt. So it'll now be 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. They're going to come out in I formation this time. Hurts under center. Gets a snap, looking to pass, quick throw out, and it's going to be called and tackled down at the 2-yard line. And there's Nick Ruckledge once again making his presence known early in the first quarter. So now it's 3rd and goal. That's going to be encroachment by the defense.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
And now that'll be a 3rd and goal on the 1-yard line. So let's see if this defense can hold up against Hurts. There won't be a tush push, obviously, but I'm sure there'll be a QB sneak. There is. And he gets stopped. It is 4th and goal, and they are able to do a 3rd down stop and force, hopefully, a field goal attempt. And no, they are going to go for it. Should have saw that coming. So Hurts in shotgun on 4th and goal at the 1. Takes a snap. He's got time looking. Quick throw, and it is caught, and that is an Eagles touchdown on their first drive of the game. And more gives the Eagles a 7-0 lead over our Vikings. All right, so now here comes our 3rd-year QB and J.J. McCarthy and his Vikings offense for their first series. 1st and 10 at their own 25, already down by 7. McCarthy takes the snap, hands it off to Mason, who has a hole up the middle, and he's going to rumble his way forward for a gain of 15 yards. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They're going to come out in I formation again. McCarthy under center. Takes a snap. This is going to be handed off again to Mason, who's going to be able to get his way back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more, maybe an inch or 2. It'll be 2nd and 10 now at the 41-yard line. McCarthy under center, single back formation this time. Looks like there's still Mason in the backfield. He's going to send Jefferson, or that's Felton in motion. McCarthy looking to pass, and he's going to throw an interception on the first pass of the game, and the Eagles are going to return it all the way down to the 25-yard line. And this is not looking good to start our home preseason game here against the Eagles. So after that turnover, the Eagles with prime field position, 1st and 10 at the Vikings 25-yard line. They already have a 7-0 lead. Hurts with the snap, hands it off to Barkley, who's going to be met after a gain of about 4 on the play. It'll now be 2nd and 6 at the 22-yard line. Hurts is once again in shotgun with Barkley to his right. Takes the snap. He's looking, got time, gets the pass off, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Great job by Van Ginkel to get there and get that ball knocked out. So 3rd and 6 now at the 22. And let's see if the Vikings can hold and get out of this with just a field goal. They're going to throw a pass, and it's going to be broken up, and it's a great job by the Vikings defense to hold and force a field goal attempt. So here's the Eagles with a 39-yard attempt here. The kick is up, and it is good, and the Eagles have a 10-0 lead over our Vikings here in Minnesota. McCarthy's offense is going to come back out after an interception on their last drive, down 10 points now. Going to hand it off to Mason, who's going to rumble his way up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 5 yards, so 2nd and 5 now at the 31-yard line. McCarthy's going to come out in single back formation this time. Mason in the backfield. McCarthy under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Mason again, who tries to plow his way up but doesn't get very far. And now we have an injury to Oliver on the play. and that's going to be a 1 yard gain. So it'll be 3rd and 3 now at the 34-yard line. McCarthy in shotgun. He has Jones to his right, or sorry, Mason to it. No, it is Jones to his right. He gets it, it's thrown, and it's deflected and incomplete, and that's going to be a Vikings punt. So after the Vikings punt, it's the Eagles' ball once again, 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. Hurts takes the snap, looking to pass after the play action. He's moving around, pocket closes quick. He gets a throw off, but it's just going to be out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Great job by Allen to get some pressure in there. Hurts is going to open up this one in shotgun. Barkley to his right. Quick throw out, and he's going to be met immediately. That looks like that was Allen and Metellus on the play for no gain, 3rd and 10. And looks like they're going to be sending at least one. You got 5 on line. They're only going to send 4. Hurst is trying to move around. He's got a blocker, and he's able to get a first down. And he's finally brought down at the 42-yard line, but not before he can get a huge scramble out and get an Eagles first down. What a breakdown by our defense in a prime opportune moment there. So now here's Hurts under center on a 1st and 10. Sends a man in motion. Fakes it, or no, he gives it to him for a jet sweep. He's able to bounce off 2 tacklers and go down after a gain of 2 on the play. Van Ginkel was on the tackle. 2nd and 8 now at the 44-yard line. Hurts in shotgun. Got Barkley to his left. Quick throw out. He's got blockers. He's able to get to the first down marker and a little bit more. It's a gain of about 12 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the 46. I formation for Hurts and these Eagles. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley, who runs up the middle for 5. So it'll be 2nd and 5 now at the 42-yard line. And the Eagles' offense is having its way with this Vikings defense so far in this game. Got the snap, quick pass out, and he's going to not get past Metellus. That's going to be a tackle on the play to bring up a 3rd and 4 now at the 40. Hurts in shotgun. Barkley to his right, takes the snap, looking. Barkley stays in the block, and he overthrows the receiver, and there's a flag on the play. It's got to be holding on the Eagles, so let's see what the Vikings decide to do on that. Are they going to accept it or just decline it and force a 4th? They do decline it, so now we're looking at a 52-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Eagles, on a long field goal, take a 13-0 lead over our Vikings. So McCarthy and his Vikings offense are going to come out and try to get something started on their 3rd drive of the game. 1st and 10 at the 24. McCarthy in shotgun. Jones in the backfield with him. Handoff to Jones, who makes a man miss and stutter steps into a tackle for no gain. 2nd and 10. McCarthy in shotgun. You got Mason in the backfield with him. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Mason, throws, and it's batted down by the D-line. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 now for this Vikings offense, who seems to not be able to get anything going after rolling through the first 2 games. McCarthy drops back, looking to pass, quick throw, and it's almost intercepted. That's overthrown, incomplete, and that'll be another Vikings punt. Hurts on 1st and 10, takes it, quick throw out, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete on contact. 2nd and 10 now at the 46. And this Vikings defense is going to have to stand up strong. We cannot afford to make this a 3-score game. Start off, quick pass. It's got to be able to break through the first tackle, but not the 2nd and 3rd. That'll be a 4-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 6 at midfield. Hurts calling an audible at the line. Play clock running down to 5. Hurts calling for the ball, gets it, fakes the handoff, quick pass, and it's going to be called, and it's going to be held on, and that's going to be an Eagles first down at the 40-yard line. So another 1st and 10 here. They're going to be in I formation. Hurts under center. Sends a man in motion. Hurts with the snap. Clean pocket. Gets the throw off. There is a penalty on the play. So this is probably going to come back, and it does. A holding call on the Eagles. It's going to force it to a 1st and 20. All right, so Hurst in a single back formation under center, a 1st and 20 at the 50. Sends a man in motion. Makes a jet sweep, hands it up, and up the middle Barkley goes, and he's able to push through the first tackle and finally go down. There is an injury on the play, and that's A.J. Brown now injured. So now that's Brown and Smith hurt. So it's now 2nd and 9 after that 11-yard carry by Barkley. And it's at the 40-yard line. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hurts looking to pass, quick pass, and he's hit. He's able to hold on. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Hurts in shotgun. Barkley to his right, or to his left. And that will be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's Eagles 13, Vikings 0. Here we are, starting the second quarter. 3rd and 5 for the Eagles at the Vikings 35-yard line. Vikings desperately need a sack here, or a major stop. They're only going to send 4. They're able to chase down Hurts, but he's able to get away, and that's another first down, and he's able to get down to the 22-yard line. And the Eagles offense just cannot be stopped by this Vikings defense so far. And now it's a 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Hurts in shotgun once again. Hands it off to Barkley, who has another hole to run through, and that's going to be another huge gain. It's going to be a run of 15 yards, 1st and goal now at the 7. And his defense is going to have to make some adjustments at halftime. They cannot allow this to keep happening through this whole game if they want any shot at winning this. And they're going to bring Barkley down. It's going to be a loss on the play, so now it's 2nd and goal. And another Eagles injury happened. Send a man in motion. Hurts with a snap. Gets a throw off. He's got an open receiver who just falls down. He knew that hit was coming and just went to the ground, it looked like. So now it's 3rd and goal after that gain of 3. And can the Vikings defense hand strong here and at least hold them to a field goal attempt? Passes up, and it's broken up, incomplete, and that's going to force another Eagles field goal attempt. So here we go now, 25 yards on the right hash. Should be an easy chip shot. Snap, the kick, and it is good to give the Eagles a 16-0 lead over our Vikings here in Minnesota. All right, so the Vikings come out. McCarthy under center for this one. Single back formation. Down by 16 points now here in the second quarter. Fakes a handoff, quick throw out. That's to Felton, who does a nice spin move to get by one tackler, but goes down on the next. And that's another Eagles injury. And the Eagles are just very soft, apparently, because everybody's getting hurt. So a 5-yard gain on a play, 2nd and 5. I formation for the Vikings. McCarthy under center. Takes the snap, fakes a handoff, and he's drilled from behind. That's Jalen Carter for the first sack of the game. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 now for the Vikings. And McCarthy had no time. That looked like real life this year where he couldn't even turn around before they were on him. McCarthy with the snap. This time a clean pocket, gets the throw off. It's caught, but he's going to be dragged down, and that's going to force up another 4th down and another Vikings punt. So here we go now. Eagles with great field position. 1st and 10 at their own 40 now. Already up by 16. Hands it off to Barkley, who's going to run through the first tackler, but did not run through the second. That's going to be a gain of 5. So that brings up a 2nd and 5 now at the 45-yard line. Hurts in shotgun. Barkley to his left. Takes snap, fakes a handoff, and he decides to keep it, and that was a bad decision. A loss of 4 on the play. And that Samuel Jr. got back there and just drilled Hurts to get a loss. So now it's 3rd and 9 at the 41-yard line. A good chance for another stop here, but the Vikings have not been very good on 3rd down so far this game. Eagles send a man in motion. Gets the snap off just in time. Hurts with time. Looking, pocket starting to collapse. He gets the throw off, and it's going to be called, and it's going to be a run after catch, and they're going to get down to the 30-yard line. And once again, this defense crumbles on 3rd down, and the Eagles are just eating us alive on these 3rd down passes. 1st and 10 now at the 30-yard line. Hurts in shotgun, Barkley to his left, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, and that's an overthrow. 2nd and 10. Hurts in shotgun, gets the snap, quick pass out, it's caught, and he's going to get around the blockers, and he's going to get brought down, but not after a nice gain to bring up a manageable 3rd and short. So Hurts is going to be in shotgun again. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Barkley, who's going to get met at the line, but could not get stopped. And he ends up pushing his way through for another Eagles 1st down. So now here we are, 1st and 10 at the 20. 8:54 to go here in this first half. Eagles up by 16. Handed off to Barkley, who makes a move, makes one defender miss, makes the other. He's got the corner, and it's another Eagles touchdown. And Barkley puts them up to what may very well be an insurmountable lead here So now here comes out McCarthy and his Vikings offense once again, 1st and 10 at the 25 with a 23-point deficit. To the Eagles at home, McCarthy under center sends a man in motion, takes a snap, hands it off to Mason, who's met immediately and is tackled for a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12 now at their own 24-yard line. And what was looking like a promising offensive and defensive start in this preseason has turned into a crumbling cookie here in this third game. Gets the pass out, it's going to be caught, and we just get back to line of scrimmage. The original line of scrimmage is now 3rd and 10. McCarthy in shotgun, takes a snap, he's got time, and he's going to scramble out. He's got blockers, and he's able to get a first down and slides down. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 40, and the Vikings are finally moving up the field a little bit. McCarthy in shotgun now. He's got Mason to his left. Takes a snap. Quick throw out to Mason. The blockers failed him on that one. That's going to be a 3-yard loss on the play. And Mason is looking like he felt that hit. 2nd and 13 now at the 37. McCarthy in shotgun. Takes a snap. Quick screen pass out. Jones has the blocker originally, but not for the rest of the crew. And that's going to be a pass for no gain. 3rd and 13. And now the Eagles defense is holding tight. They've got an opening, clean pocket. McCarthy throws short, and it's going to be enough for a Vikings first down. Finally, the Vikings are making moves, and it's 1st and 10 now at the Eagles' 49-yard line. McCarthy, another quick throw in the middle. That's going to fall incomplete on contact. 2nd and 10. Be nice to get some points on the board before halftime at least, and still have a chance to be in this game. McCarthy with the snap, looking, quick pass out. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be Justin Jefferson for 8 yards or so on the completion. It's now 3rd and 2. McCarthy in shotgun, takes a snap, scrambling out, gets a throw, has an open receiver there, and it's going to be caught for another Vikings first down. So now we're at a 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. McCarthy's going to be under center this time. We've had trouble under center this game. We're going to hand it off to Mason, who's able to find a hole through the middle, and that's going to be an 11-yard run for Jordan Mason. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 23-yard line. And now we're starting to see the Vikings offense we saw so far this preseason. McCarthy takes a snap, hands it off to Justice Hill, who's going to run, and he makes a miss, and he's going to go down at the 1-yard line. And a touchdown-saving tackle by Bennett there. But nonetheless, it is 1st and goal for the Vikings, and the first momentum we've built this entire first half. McCarthy under center takes it, quick throw out. He's got a wide open TJ Hawkinson for the Vikings' first points of the game. All right, so we're going to pick up here with 2:29 left to go in this first half after the Vikings finally got some points on the board with their first touchdown drive. It's 1st and 10 Eagles, 25-yard line. Hurts and shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley, who's able to make his way up a little bit and only gets a gain of 3 on the play. It's now 2nd and 7 at the 28. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning, where the Eagles have a 23-7 lead over the Vikings. The Vikings can hold here and hopefully score on their opening possession of the second half. We'll have ourselves a ball game. But it comes out of this defense right here. Hurts is able to get the ball. They're going to go out of bounds, and that's actually going to be a loss of 1 on the play. It's now 3rd and 8. So prime opportunity here for this Vikings defense. We have to hold. We've been very porous on 3rd downs. And Hurts knows it. Quick pass out. And this time he does not have the blockers, and that's finally going to be an Eagles punt. Great job, Vikings defense. So after finally forcing the Eagles to punt for once in this game, the Vikings have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 27, still have 2 timeouts. They're down by quite a bit, and they're able to get a gain of 8 on that play, up to the 35-yard line, 2nd and 2 now. And they're down by 16, so we need to get a score here. McCarthy in shotgun, takes a snap, pass, and he overthrows his receiver. He had him, but it's overthrown, 3rd and 2. McCarthy in shotgun. He's got Mason to his right once again. McCarthy with the snap. He sees he attempts to scramble, but then tries, and he had a wide open receiver, and he missed him. And that's another Vikings punt. So here we are now, 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 35-yard line. Minute 18 to go. They still got 3 timeouts and a 16-point lead. So we need the Vikings defense to hold them on this possession. Hurts takes the snap. He's got time, clean pocket, and he's going to scramble. He has a hole, and he's going to slide down, but doesn't get enough for a first down, so it'll be 2nd and 3 after the gain of 7. Eagles will call a timeout. Now here they are on the other side of the timeout. Hurts in shotgun, Barkley to his right. He's going to do an audible at the line. Vikings adjust. Hurts with a snap. Quick pass, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete, drop by the receiver. Dallas Turner somewhat had a play there. And it's now 3rd and 3 at the 42-yard line. It's going to be another audible there. They're going to bring Barkley back inside. Now they're going to send Barkley outside. Hurts with the snap, quick throw, and it's going to be short. And the Vikings call a timeout, and they're going to get the ball back. That's going to be another Eagles punt. After forcing another Eagles punt and a pretty decent punt return, it's going to be 1st and 10 now for McCarthy and his Vikings offense at their own 37. Down by 16, McCarthy with a clean open pocket, quick throw out to Hawkinson, who had a blocker but went the wrong way and is only a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 now. Clock's ticking down. They only got one timeout left. McCarthy in shotgun. Takes a snap. Another clean pocket with a nice pancake. McCarthy throws it, and there's another McCarthy interception. And this one might be going back for 6. He's going to get to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he is in for an Eagles defensive touchdown. That's a pick 6 against McCarthy. And after that pick 6, the Vikings are going to have the ball once again. 1st and 10 at their own 24, and they are now down by 23 with 22 seconds to go in this first half. McCarthy with the ball. Quick throw out. It's going to be a first down and some. Vikings called the last timeout. 18 seconds left. 1st and 10 at their own 35. They might be able to spike it. They'll be able to have time for a couple of plays here. Let's see what they decide to do. McCarthy takes it, looking, and he throws out of bounds incomplete. That's a waste of 5 seconds. 13 seconds to go now. 2nd and 10 at the 35. McCarthy under center, takes the snap. He's looking, and he's just going to throw it away again. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 now at the 9-yard line. This time, let's throw it to somebody, please. Takes a snap. He's looking. McCarthy's going to have to scramble out, and that's going to be down, so that's going to probably be the end. Or no. There's an injury. Okay, so they do end it. Okay. So at the end of the first half, it's Eagles 30 and the Vikings 7. All right, so let's see if there were any adjustments made at halftime. It's going to be Vikings ball to start off the second half. 1st and 10 at their own 25. They are down by 23, 30-7. McCarthy with the handoff to Jones, who breaks a few tackles but still goes down for a loss. But, man, he was trying to make something work. 2nd and 12 now at the 22-yard line. McCarthy in shotgun. Got that's Jones to his, or yeah, it was Jones to his left. And McCarthy's going to scramble. He has a blocker, and he's able to scramble for a gain of about 7. And that's going to bring up a little bit more of a manageable 3rd and 5. McCarthy in shotgun. He's got plenty of time. Gets a snap off. He gets the throw, and that's going to be to Jordan Addison, and that's going to be a Vikings first down after a gain of 7 yards. So 1st and 10 now at the 37. McCarthy under center. With the snap, fakes the handoff. McCarthy on play action, looking. He's moving forward, throws it, and that's got to fall incomplete after contact. 2nd and 10. McCarthy's going to come out an empty set this time. He's in shotgun. McCarthy, wait for the snap, gets it. He's got time, looking, clean pocket. Gets the throw off short, and it's going to fall incomplete. He pulled a Kirk Cousins there and just went to the check down quickly. That kind of stinks. 3rd and 10 now. McCarthy's going to call an audible at the line. Going to send Jefferson to the top of the screen. McCarthy in shotgun with the snap. He's got time. Gets a throw off. It's going to be caught, but not enough for a first down, and that's going to be a Vikings punt to start off the second half. Now here come the Eagles for their first drive in the second half. It's 1st and 10 at their own 27. They're already up by 23. And let's see if this Vikings defense can do something. Great stop of Barkley there for a loss of 2. So it's now 2nd and 12. And the defense is getting pretty decent. They're just getting gashed on 3rd downs. That's been the problem this whole game. If they can solve that after some halftime adjustments, hopefully that is fixed. But Here we go on 2nd and 12 now. Hurst throws it to the outside, and it's going to be caught, and it'll be a 3rd and 5 now at the 32-yard line. Hurst is going to be in shotgun with the snap, with time, gets a throw off, and he's got a wide open receiver who's going to get finally tackled by Byron Murphy at the 43-yard line, and they are already knocking on the door of field goal range. 1st and 10. 10:21 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Eagles with the snap, fake the handoff. Hurts looking to pass, gets the pass, and it's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Hurts in shotgun. Barkley to his left. Hands off to Barkley, who's met immediately. Loss of 1 or 2 on the play. And it's now 3rd and 13 from the 46-yard line. They are likely outside of field goal range, so this would be a punt here if we're able to get a stop. Hurts looking, quick pass out, and it's going to be pulled down. It'll be down to the 39-yard line, but we're probably looking at a field goal attempt. And we are not, or we are. It's going to be a 56-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. And it's going to be, of course, a freaking roughing the kicker call again. So now here come the Eagles with their next drive. 1st and 10 at their own 24. Or sorry, at the Vikings 24. So now the second play of the game after the field goal kicker gets hit, roughing the kicker. And they're, whoa, what an adjustment made by the receiver there. And it's now 3rd and 7. And the Vikings have another chance to hold it for a field goal here. Hurts in shotgun. He's got time. Looking. He's got to scramble forward, and he's got a blocker there. And the ball comes out, and the Vikings recover. What a break for this defense. And the Vikings recover the Jalen Hurts fumble. And it's going to be Vikings ball, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And it looks like one of their players has cramps. So now here comes Vikings. Let's see if they can get some momentum off of that and work their way down the field. McCarthy hands it off. There's going to be a gain of nothing, a loss of actual 1 on the play for Mason. And it's now 2nd and 11 at the 13. If they can march this entire length of the field, that'd be a huge momentum swing for us. McCarthy takes the snap, passes it out quickly. It's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 6. McCarthy in shotgun this time. He's got Mason to his left. McCarthy with the snap. Quick throw, and he's got an open receiver, and that's going to be a Vikings 1st down to the 36-yard line, and they're going in hurry-up mode. McCarthy in shotgun again. Takes a snap. This time he hands it off, and Mason makes a man miss, has a lane, and gets a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8. McCarthy in shotgun once again. Mason in the backfield. McCarthy with the snap. Got time. Looking. Quick throw out, and that's going to be, it's not Mason. It's Jordan. It's Aaron Jones. But there's going to be a penalty on the play, so that's likely coming back, and it is. It's a hold on the Vikings. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 18 now. And hopefully that doesn't zap the momentum we were starting to build. So here we go now. 2nd and 18, our own 28. McCarthy with the snap. Looking, throws a bullet, and it's going to be incomplete, and it's going to be a penalty anyways. And we have another hold on the play. Who is this one by? Christian Darrisol. He's been getting pretty penalized. Last season, he was guilty of a lot of holds himself. So here we go now on a 2nd and 28. McCarthy with time. Quick throw, just a short pass to Jefferson. Let him try to work. That's going to bring him a 3rd and 16 now. And let's just get the ball into our star receivers' hands and let them work some magic. And that's going to be a false start now on Minnesota. And they just can't do anything right at home in the final preseason game. Now McCarthy looking, gets the pass. It's going to be caught, but not enough for a 1st down. It's going to be 4th and 3 at the 43. All right, so here we go. Eagles ball, 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. After yet another Vikings punt. Fake the handoff, they get it, and he breaks through the first tackler, but could not get through the second. Gain of 7 on the play, and it'll now be 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line. Hurts sends a man in motion, fakes the jet sweep, hands it to Barkley, who's going to be met at the line, but he ends up falling forward and gets a gain of a couple. 1st and 10 now at the 32-yard line. It's going to be Hurts in shotgun. Takes a snap, quick pass out, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here we are, 3rd and 10 at the 32. Eagles, quick screen pass, and there's going to be blockers there, but he's able to shake and bake, but he does not make it for a first down. That's going to be another Eagles punt. Great job by this Vikings defense in the second half. So here comes McCarthy and his Vikings offense. They're still down by 23, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Minute 28 to go here in this third quarter. We hand it off to Mason, and he's going to go for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 now. And this will be one of the final plays of this quarter for the starters before they bring in the backups. So McCarthy, play action, roll out. He's got room, and he ends up trying to run it and gets a gain of about 5 on the play. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 at the 30. McCarthy's going to be under center this time. Looking to do a quick pass. He gets it, and that's Jefferson, and that's going to be a Vikings first down. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. And at the end of 3, it is Philadelphia 30, Minnesota 7. So 1st and 10 now to start the 4th. Minshew's under center. Minshew's going to bomb deep to start, and it's going to be incomplete. The receiver had his hands on it, but could not pull it in. That's going to be a 2nd and 10 now. And what a difference. We have not seen McCarthy do a long bomb like that. And Minshew comes out with a long bomb. That's going to go to Justice Hill. Going to bring up a 3rd and 15 now at their own 32-yard line. Empty backfield and shotgun. Sending a man in motion, takes a snap. Quick pass out, and there's no blockers there, and that's going to be another Vikings punt. And now it's Eagles ball, 1st and 10 at the Vikings 30. And that's about all she wrote with this field position. Yep, quick throw, and that's going to be caught for a gain of 6 on the play, 2nd and 4. Hurts in shotgun. And that's going to be encroachment again by the defense. And that's going to be an automatic first down due to the yardage for the Eagles. All right, so now here we go on 1st and 10. They hand it off, and it's going to be a long run. It's going to be a run of 15 yards to bring up a 1st and goal. And the Eagles are just running away with this game. They are in total control in all 3 phases at this point. 1st and goal. They fake the handoff. This QB keeps it, and he's going to get knocked down. And there's a fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Minnesota. And you'd think they would have learned, but apparently not. So now that's 2 QB fumbles by the Eagles, and the Vikings recovered both. But now we're in a dangerous situation. It's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line, which is going to hand it off to Jones, who's able to get a little bit of breathing room up to the 4-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. I think this game's pretty much out of reach, but they're playing for pride at this point. Minshew looking, gets the ball out. It's going to be called. It's going to be a first down and more. He's going to get brought down after a gain of 18 on the play. 1st and 10 now at the 22-yard line. And where was this at in the first 3 quarters? Quick throw out, and not going to be able to get too far. 2nd and 7. Takes the snap. Minshew throws it. Good bullet pass. It's going to be a gain of 5. That's going to bring up a very manageable 3rd and 2. Minshew in shotgun, takes a snap. He's got time. He's got to scramble, gets the first down, and slides down at the 36, but still gets enough to bring up a fresh set of downs for our Minnesota Vikings. Minshew in shotgun, waiting for the snap, takes the snap, looking to pass, Minshew's going to have to scramble again, and he's going to scramble forward, and that'll be another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line. See, there's a snap to Minshew, hands it off to Jones, who's going to get nowhere. Gain of nothing, 2nd and 10. Minshew's going to be empty backfield this time. So they're going 5 wide. Minshew with time. Pockets closing, and he does not get the ball out. He takes the sack, and that's going to be a 3rd and 9. So now here's Minshew and his Vikings offense once again at the 47-yard line. 3rd and 9. Minshew with the snap. He's looking. He's got time, and he's going to have to scramble out once again. And he had a blocker, but went the wrong way, and that's going to be a 4th and 4. And the Vikings have no choice but to go for it. Being down by 23 at the 47, Minshew. And he's going to be hit as he throws, incomplete, and that will be a turnover on downs. And now here we are, Eagles ball, 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. 6:44 to go in the game, up by 23. Sets a man in motion. Takes a snap, looking. He's going to hand it off, and it's going to be a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. Here we go. This time they're going to be in shotgun, single back formation. Turns around, hands it off, and they're going to be met immediately. Loss of 1 on the play. And it's 3rd and 9. 3rd down conversions are starting to get pretty equalized. The Eagles are 1 short of what the Vikings have. Takes a snap. He's got time. Plenty of time. Very clean pocket, and he ends up having to scramble, and eventually anyways. It's going to be a gain of 2, and that was going to force an Eagles punt. And here we are now. Vikings ball, 1st and 10 at the 16. Minshew in shotgun, calling out some stuff at the line. Takes a snap. They send a blitzer, and the blitzer gets to him, and he fumbles. And luckily it's recovered by our offensive line, but my goodness, that was going to be very bad. 2nd and 21. A loss of 11 all the way back at the 6-yard line. And Minshew in shotgun now. Has a snap. Has plenty of blockers. He's got time. Clean pocket. Gets the throw away, and he overthrows, incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd and 21. And this game just keeps going from bad to worse for this Vikings offense. So takes a snap. He's scrambling around. He's trying to drag time. He ends up having to scramble out, and he gets a couple on the play. It's now 4th and 12. And I don't know why, but they're going to go for it here. It's not like we have a chance to come back, but they're going to go for it anyways. Minshew, looking, moving around, throws a bomb, and he's got a receiver, and he's going to not hold on, incomplete, and it's Eagles ball, 1st and 10 at the Vikings 14. And they're going to come out under center. Don't need much. Fakes the jet sweep, hands it off, and they're going to be met, but not after they get a gain of 2 to bring up a 2nd and 8 now at the 12. Once again, under center, single back formation. Gets it, fakes the handoff, quick throw, and it's knocked away, incomplete. That could have been the interception. It would have been a pick 6 had it been. Instead, we're looking at a 3rd and 8. Calling out stuff at the line, gets the snap. Looking, clean pocket, moving around, throws it. It's going to be caught, but tackled right away. Only a gain of 1, and that's going to be a 4th and 7 to force an Eagles field goal attempt. This one will be from 28 yards from the right hash. The snap, the kick, and it is good to give the Eagles a 33-7 lead over the Vikings here in Minnesota. All right, so the Vikings are going to come out with what's likely their last drive of the game, down 33-7, 1st and 10, 2:18 to go. At their own 23, Minshew's going to hand it off. It's going to be a run up the middle, going to get a gain of about 4 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 6. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning, where it is a 26-point lead for the Eagles. So now here we go on the other side of 2 minutes, 2nd and 6. Minshew in shotgun. Calling out some things at the line. Gets the snap, looking, clean pocket. And he's going to end up scrambling. He gets the 1st down and just a tad more. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the 37-yard line. Minshew's going to be once again in shotgun. Gets the snap. Quick throw out. It's going to be caught. And that's going to be another Vikings 1st down. A gain of 13 on the play. And finally the offense is waking up, but it's going to be too little too late. We're down to 1:05 to go. Sends a man in motion. Minshew with the snap. Quick throw out. And nothing but green for a little bit. And that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Down to 43 seconds. Time for a couple of plays most likely. Quick throw out. It's caught. And it's going to be another gain. And another first down. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 now at the 37. And that will be the game, folks. And the Vikings dropped their first game of the preseason to finish 2-1 with a 33-7 drumming by the Philadelphia Eagles here at home. And team stats look pretty good for both teams for the most part. Well, not pretty good, but I mean, they look realistic good-wise. For player stats, not too shabby on passing. They're all in the 60s, which is what you want to see. For rushing, Barkley led the way, 14 carries for 62 yards. Then Jalen Hurts had 7 for 43. Minshew had 6 for 41. And McCarthy had 3 for 25. So that's what I'm talking about. And then, of course, Tanner and Piquet had 2 for 5. But that's what I'm talking about. When you have the right abilities, this is what happens. The Eagles have a better offensive line, and they have, honestly, a better overall team, especially when it comes to the run game. But yet, they could not really get anything going the entire game. All right, we're going to get an upgrade for Dallas Turner on that game. It's going to be to his power rush. He is a speed rusher, but we do want to turn him into a power rusher, but I want to keep speed up there because that'd be a huge bonus. And we're going to get +1 to hit power, play rec, and tackle, +2 to power moves. All right, so that wraps up the preseason games. Let's go ahead and advance week and set up our 53. All right, so now that we're in the preseason bye week, let's do our rookie follow-up. Happy to see you set in some good habits early. Just following your advice from training camp, it's done wonders. +2 acceleration for Nick Rutledge. That's a heck of an upgrade. That's the kind of progress that will compound over time, help you be elite. We're all really excited what your ceiling really is. Yes, we are. And moral gained a plus there. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to take a quick gander through free agency to see if there's anyone worth adding. All right, so after looking through, there wasn't much. So now we need to make cuts. We need to cut 13 people. Well, now get rid of McCarthy. So for QBs, I'm thinking we should go ahead and I want to probably put Bradford on our practice squad. And then I think we're going to go ahead and cut Brosmer, and we'll take, or no, we'll move into practice squad as well. And then for halfbacks, we're going to keep Mason, Hill, and Holmes. And we're going to see about trading away Aaron Jones, see if we find any offers. All right, so I think I found a trade here. So the Falcons need a running back. So it looks like Robinson is hurt or something because he's not on the roster, and their highest running back right now, if we look, is Nate Carter, who's a 72 overall, who's 24. And when you look at his player card, you know, he's okay, but he's not going to be an excellent halfback. So I feel like it would be a good move to send Jones there. So I'm thinking if we send Jones and a 6th round pick, and the reason I'm including a 6th round pick is because it is a cap hit of over $16 million for Jones. And most teams would not want to pick that up. So I'm thinking this might work. So I'm going to see if they accept it. I feel like this is a fair trade. And they do. So we've shipped Aaron Jones and one of our 6th round picks this year for an additional 4th round pick this year from the Falcons. So that brings our halfback room to Mason, Hill, and Holmes. Fullback, we have Prentice. At wide receivers, we got Jefferson, Addison, Felton, Thornton, Coker, Price, and Shepard. So, pretty solid room. Coker was a late addition. But I don't know if we really need him. I mean, we've got Price and everybody else. When you compare, really it's between him and Price. I want to keep Shepard. Being a rookie and only 21, he's got a lot of potential to develop. So if I'm looking at both of these, really I need to look at deep route running. That's going to be one of the key things. So 78 to 74. Medium route, short route, catching traffic, awareness, release, which is huge. All of it favors Coker over Price. So even though Price is a returner, Coker is going to fit better into our scheme. So what I think I'm going to do is I only want to keep 6. I'm going to look at Price and I'm going to go ahead and move him to practice squad and see if we can somehow keep him there without him getting stolen. So that's going to get us down to 6 wide receivers. For tight end, we've got Hawkinson, Oliver, Troutman, and Bartholomew. I've got all 3 of these on our record or on our salary right now. Troutman, let's just see if there is any trade value for him out there. I did not think so. So I think what we're going to do is we'd save $2 million and take a penalty of 5. I'm not really worried about the penalty too much this year. We've got our team that we need. It's just a matter of refining. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and eat the penalty here for Troutman. And that'd be our 3 there. And then tackles. Let's see, do I have 2 right tackles? I do, plenty. Oh, who are they? And Rouse. And then this left tackle. So got Darisaw and Reinhardt I want to keep. So Colbert, I think we're going to go ahead and send him to practice squad. Left guard. We've got Jackson. I do want a veteran backup that's pretty decent. So I think we're going to keep Dylan in there. And I think we're going to send Joey Bates to the practice squad for right now. Centers, we'll go with Kelly and McMahon. Kelly has not made a decision yet, so that's why I'm keeping him on whether retirement or not. If he retires, obviously we're going to have to try to figure something out at center, but we'll probably just do that for next season. Right guard, we got Fries and Brandel, and O'Neill, Edgman, and Rouse. I think what we're going to do is let's look at run block finesse here. And then pass block. So not too much different, but Roos is a lot younger than Edgman, but he doesn't have the speed. So I think that's going to do it in. And I think we're probably going to go ahead and put Rouse on the practice squad. And I think that should set up our offense. And how many more? We need to cut 5 more players. And I always cut from this screen because I like to see everybody and what we've got. So at left edge, I've got 3. See, Shameless is okay. Let's see for Power Rusher. Power moves and block shed. So power moves and block shedding is a lot better. So yeah, we're going to send Larson to the practice squad. We need to get rid of 4 more. We'll do D tackles last. Let me make sure. So that's 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. So we'll probably get rid of 1 corner. And then the rest will be D tackles. How many D tackles do I have? 7. And I need to get rid of 4. So if I get rid of let's see, Glenn Sheldon, who's a rookie. Let's go ahead and send, actually, let's go ahead and look at block shed. So block shed and strength. So Akeem Basote is one of our weaker ones, so we'll go ahead and move him to practice squad. And I think we can get rid of one more. I want to keep 5. So do we keep Taylor or do we keep our rookie Sheldon? I think we keep Sheldon. No, we're going to send Sheldon to the practice squad as well, based off of what we have. So that's going to be our 5D tackles that we're going to keep. We need to get rid of one corner. And I think after the preseason, based off of what I saw, it's going to be either Jackson or Womack, and I feel like Womack made more mistakes. But let's check their stats. So all their speeds are good. All their accelerations are pretty decent. Change directions are all pretty decent. Man coverage, Leonard, who's a rookie, is way down there, but I want to develop him. So he was one of our draftees. And then press, Womack just could not handle presses. Catching is bad. And out of the others, other than Isaiah Rogers, he's got the worst overall attribute for a majority of the stuff. His play rec's really low. His awareness is low. So I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of Womack and eat the penalty on that one. And I guess to our 5 corners. And how many more do we need to cut? One more player. So let's see. I think what we're going to have to do based off of what we've got is either going to be one of our D tackles, and I would like to keep at least 5, so we may have to get rid of one of our edges. So Pyramid's a rookie, speed is really low. He should actually be a tackle, so that solves that problem. We're going to cut Pyramid. He's not the right one for us at that. And that's going to be our roster. So our 53-man roster, it's got to be J.J. McCarthy and Gardner Minshew at QB. Jordan Mason with Justice Hill and DeAndre Holmes at halfback. Adam Prentice at fullback. Jefferson, Addison, Felton, Thornton, Coker, and Shepard at wide receiver. At tight end, we got Hawkinson, Oliver, and Bartholomew. At left tackle, we've got Darrisaw and Reinhardt. At left guard, Jackson and Reduns. At center, Kelly and McMahon. Right guard, Fries and Brandel. Right tackle, O'Neal and Nietzschman. At left edge, we're going to have Grenard and Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. At right edge, we've got Van Ginkel, Turner, and Chambliss. At D tackle, we've got Allen, Darby, and Hampton, with Rodriguez and Taylor swinging in for rotations. At Sam, we've got Taki and Keys. At Mike, we have Cashman and Albertson. At Will, we have Rutledge and White. At corner, we've got Byron Murphy, Isaiah Rogers, Asante Samuel, Mike Jackson, and Kevin Leonard. At free safety, Andrew Wingard and Theo Jackson. And then at strong safety, Josh Metellus and Jay Ward. Of course, our kicker is Will Reichert. Our punter is Tony McKenzie. And our long snapper is Andrew Barner. So, The picks for this season, we're going to have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third, 2 fourths, a fifth, and a sixth. So the fact that we currently, based off of right now, we've got 2, 4, 6 picks in the top 100. So that can be a huge change for us as far as really revamping this team around after just 2 seasons, especially with the additions we've already made and how they're already seeming to play. So with that, that'd be it for this episode. On the next episode, we will jump into week 1 of the regular season. We'll take care of weeks 1, 2, and 3, as well as figure out our scouting board, so to speak, and figure out what positions we're going to scout for and all that type of stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think about our cuts and the trade that we did, how you feel about the fairness of it, and if you would have done anything differently. So make sure you hit that like button, share this with friends, and make sure you subscribe. I still got 70+% of my watchers, my viewers, are not subscribed, and if you guys subscribe, it would really help me out as far as growing this channel to get this content to more people who will enjoy this type of thing. So I'd really appreciate that. And also, don't forget the YouTube membership option. You guys can always join that, or the Patreon tiers. There's a bunch of goodies added in, early access, PDFs that are digital downloads and stuff like that. And there's a now shop that I'm starting to build out that's going to have shirts and memorabilia and all sorts of things for the Nation's Football League team that we're building up, as well as a place where you can buy the slider PDFs and all that. That way, instead of constantly asking questions about it or having to keep re-verifying with the video, you can just make a quick purchase, or depending on the tier, you might even get it anyways. And that way you have it to just plug in and do whatever you need to with your own things. But again, thanks for watching as always. Thank you for those who support. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. And as always, Skol.